It's a little dead meme. Fuck you, little bitch. You think you can fuck with me? What about ring? Fuck you, little bitch. Hey, look, I'm hoping some bread. Fuck you, little bitch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. Episode, what is this? 41?
40.
41. We're almost we're 11 away from 52, which means that's like a whole year's worth of episodes.
Oh, okay. I was like, why did you choose 52? What the fuck's important about that? Then I realized that's how many weeks are in a year.
Yep. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah. So we're here, obviously. It's October. It's a spooky month.
October. Spooky.
And there are certain things that we try to avoid here on the podcast sometimes. Sometimes we're more successful than other times. But we try typically, I think, to talk about politics only when we think it's like entertaining or only when things are particularly annoying. But I feel like I really feel like it's impossible not to mention the fact that the president has the fucking plague.
The nigga in chief got the China virus, as he likes to say.
I cannot stand.
Is he still
the fact
calling
that
it
you
China
said
virus,
that.
or is it actually COVID now?
I don't. I don't know.
The nigga in chief.
What? What's wrong with that?
Okay, sure. Continue, dude.
I feel like it's probably even more Chinese now, because now that it actually affected him, now he's super mad. First he was just like, oh, the Chinese are annoying for coughing all over the world, I guess, or whatever. But now it's like, how dare you affect me?
Now it's they killed me.
Yeah.
Now I might get usurped.
Is that not poetic justice, though? You know what I mean?
It is, absolutely. The way he behaves, it's absolutely what goes around comes around, man.
You gotta be real, man. Like, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. Like, if this is like if Obama got like collateral damaged by one of his drones, you know what I mean? And it'd be like,
that's fucked
and it'd be
up.
like, it really is. It's like, what do you fucking expect, dude? Like, you just being trigger happy with these fucking Phantom 4s. And
Could you imagine?
He doesn't
imagine
fly Phantoms, obviously.
Imagine Barack Obama had one drone that didn't leave the White House, and he set off the bombing inside the White House. So he bombed a bunch of, like, the fucking whole entire West Wing gets bombed. And he's like, God fucking damn it, man. This is what it does? Does it do this to people?
There's just a certain layer. There's a certain layer, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, there's a human element where it's like, yeah, that sucks. I get he's still a human being, and he's got family and shit that cares about him, and I get all that shit. But there is you can't really ignore just the sheer the amount of amusing energy that just emanates from this entire situation. It's kind of funny. Like, I don't really care where your politics lie. It's pretty damn funny.
I thought you were gonna be like,
the fact that we're talking, the fact that they're actually talking about like Pence being in there is wild.
That's scary.
Yeah. It's so wild, man. And of course, I was seeing a lot of talk from. It was actually it was a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie, seeing people kind of shaming others by saying, "Shame on you. He's a human being," all this stuff. And oh yeah, but they're like the first people. They're like the first people to like make fun of people when they're like dead and shit.
Absolutely.
I vividly remember people going hard in the paint on Hillary when she was slipping and stuff, when she had like pneumonia and like whatever was going on with her. She was like all towards of sickly, and of course I thought it was her like weakening at Bernie's, like she was being propped up and so like all that stuff. I thought it was funny too. I thought
that was also hilarious.
Yeah, but
it was like, when she almost fell, it was kind of funny. I can't lie. I mean, it's terrible that I almost laughed at this. It's like, like up in age woman almost falling down, but like sometimes it's fucking funny seeing people get hurt, like sometimes it's hilarious.
Well, she's more than just like an old woman, she's kind of eldritch.
Yeah.
So it was funny regardless. Like, anyway. But the fact that they're actually talking about Pence like being in there is insane. Like the thought of like, because because I really don't know how a Trump voter feels necessarily. Like, I don't really understand the thought process, but I would have to imagine that they're probably not excited at all about Pence, right?
I don't
know, man.
Because I feel like Trump won in large part because of his like personality and the fact that he was like abrasive and kind of rude, and he didn't act like a normal person does. But like Mike Pence is very, he's insane, but he's also like just a very generic person. Like, he would fit in any Republican administration. Like, he would just be that guy.
Yeah, but see, you guys are missing the entire point of Pence, though. I feel like everybody doesn't understand that this is a part of the plan. Pence is Palpatine, and he is pulling the strings to insert himself into power, and then he becomes the Senate. He becomes America, and then he can finally legitimately release his Force lightning. Because we all see, we've all been speculating, but this shit's real. It's true.
He can finally start the Death Stranding.
The thing about Pence is that I feel like Pence was kind of more along the line like the evangelical, like regular Republicans.
Right.
He was more regular.
But he doesn't excite. He doesn't excite the base. I feel like
he definitely excites probably homophobes. He probably genuinely gets them like, yes, let's go, shock treatment, let's get it popping.
But what I'm saying is, initially in 2016, Trump had a lot of appeal specifically because there were issues where he would like debate Hillary Clinton on, and he would attack her from like the left. Like he would be more left than Hillary was sometimes. And like that's just not something that would happen with Pence at all. Pence is just very much a standard very kind of person.
Stock. Yeah.
And I don't know if he could really, like, if it was him as, the person on the ticket, like I don't think that he would excite enough people to get out and.
I think he
hell no. He was like fucking what was it? Romney? Remember Romney versus Obama? Like, okay, yeah, dude. Okay, yeah, sure you're gonna win, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here with your stupid magic underwear. Are you serious? Like, get out of here.
That's so disrespectful, dude.
I forgot that he was more.
Dude, I think that people, like, what happened was Pence would go up on a podium, right? And everybody would be, like, talking. And then he would say silence. But he would whisper, but it would sound like 1,000 different voices are saying it. And you'd be like, oh, shit, we're in trouble. And then one person would be
He's like a Dragon Ball Z fusion. He just sounds like a bunch of different people.
And you'd be like, hey, sir, the ideas about shock therapy. And he would look at that person, and that person would sit down and never stand up again. Because his powers are... He is a bad guy. I'm sure of it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can quote me on this. I don't care. He definitely has some sort of power that he cultivated from a young age. And he was like, I'm going to take this to the top one day.
And he's almost there. He's biding his time.
Bro.
He's doing it correctly. He's not just trying to, just do a major coup, usurp the throne in a very bombastic way. He's just biding his time. And he
what if he gave him COVID?
He did.
What if fucking Pence gave fucking Trump COVID? Could you imagine?
Let's calm down. Let's all just calm down a second.
He did. He fucking like you ever see Sonya Blade? You ever see Sonya Blade? How she does the kiss of death? She gets like there's like some shit that she blows your way and you kiss you and then you like disintegrate. Dude, fucking Pence has this power, man. He actually physically grabbed COVID. Like he grabbed it from the air and he fucking blew it.
He's a COVID bender.
Yes.
No, he's a force manipulator. And he took it and he was like, he put a dirty mask on fucking Trump's face and was like, yes.
A dirty mask? That's so fucking
in
weird.
due time, I shall take over this whole entire legislation.
I really just don't know what he sounds like even. Like, I wouldn't even begin to impersonate him because I just don't remember what he
sounds like.
He just
generic white guy.
Yeah, he just sounds like a person. He just sounds like a guy who, like, I don't know, he's at like an Applebee's alone. Like, that's what he sounds like.
Alone.
I only remember one thing that he said because of just how not like he sounded so serious about it and like as if people actually give a fuck, but nobody really cared. It was like a pity clap where he just went. He was on the podium and he was like, I will not allow them to cut America's meat. And then people are like, yeah, thanks, Pence. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what
his last name is even intimidating, bro.
Pence. Well, it's fucking Palpatine. It's hidden. This is real. This is real life, man. I'm not even making.
His name's gonna be Darth fucking Sidious. Watch. His fucking MySpace name was Darth Sidious.
If any of this is even close to accurate, I'll donate all sorts of money to all sorts of things. Anything that people tell me, like I'll just do it. Because at that point, like there's nothing is safe.
Dude, we called Kim Jong Un's death, and
that's true.
Like it happened.
He's not dead though.
He's definitely dead, dude. Like they confirmed that those fake pictures weren't even him. Those
That is true. That is an actual fact.
That's actually those pictures weren't him.
Yeah.
That actually straight up wasn't him.
Oh shit, dude.
So I definitely still there is nothing that any living being could do to convince me that Kim Jong Un is alive. Like you can't do it.
Yeah.
You're out of your fucking mind. You're off your fucking rocker. He's alive.
He's not alive.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Who told you to say that?
If he was not, if he was not alive, the whole narrative that we created about the world being protected by Kim Jong Un is off, and that means that everything from in the fucking cosmos is on its way to fucking kill us. So he better be alive for our fucking sake. All right.
That's a good point. I didn't even consider
the Keith
that.
David Corp can't defeat everything out there, man.
Well, they still look at the balance can be broken, but it also can be restored.
By who?
I don't know. Maybe there's
Pence.
If there's
Pence fucking elevates to the new throne of Kim Jong Un.
No, that's a terrible idea. But we can always ask him. Maybe he'll like who's a bad guy, like Vegeta, right, or someone that was a bad guy, and then they're just like, okay, I'll be on the side of good, I guess, or for whatever reason. Maybe,
redemption art.
Yeah, maybe we can give him redemption. Maybe he'll become. Look. If there's a planet of Keith David's, though, wouldn't there be a planet of Kim Jong Un's as well?
Keith David is a universal, anomaly. There's always a bunch of him.
That's true.
That is how it works. But for Kim Jong Un, there's only one. There's only one child of the sun.
Well, there's none because he's definitely not alive.
No. Yeah,
I'm so fucking scared.
We have to do something about this. We three have to fix this.
We should resurrect Mussolini, and we can ask him.
Why him?
He's a bad guy. He was really bad.
But he's.
Hey, what do you want?
I
was asleep.
Wow, your color different from mine, huh?
I don't think he sounded anything like that. I feel like.
Why you look like that, huh?
Hey,
oh my god!
Hey, is your favorite a fascist?
Anyway,
I am a fascist. Would you like a fascist pizza?
They dragging me down the street behind car, eh?
Oh my god! They fucking crash team racing him all over the streets of where was it?
Fucking Italy.
Wow, yeah, good narrow down. Italy's more than just Italy. There's cities in Italy. You know that?
Italy's more than Italy. No, Italy's not more than Italy. Italy's only Italy.
there's no Rome. There ain't no shit. What the fuck you saying?
It's Italy. Everything is inside of Italy, but Italy's only Italy.
Let me look up his. Let me look up in great detail how he died.
He went street surfing, but without a board, bro. That was hilarious. That shit's dope, bro.
He was killed by a firing squad. That's fucking metal as hell.
Damn. Yeah, that's the way to go. Do you think in another timeline we could have had Super Mussolini Bros? You think we could have had that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, Milan.
Oh, Milan, really?
Yeah, they did it in Milan.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Paraded his body through the streets like a fucking like. That was how they came up with the Macy's Day Parade.
Could you imagine?
They're like, wow, we really like parading people across the street. Let's do it with big people.
Dude,
let's get Goku in here.
Stupid.
That's the most insane shit that you fucking imagine. You go outside in your street and then you see them fucking marionetting a dead body down the street and everybody cheering and fucking clapping.
Yo, marionetting the leader, not even like a person, just like a recognizable figure that everybody knows, just paraded.
That is the ultimate form of mob justice, and I mean,
dude, that's wild, man. That's like in Puerto Rico when they not even that long ago, like when they wheeled up that guillotine up to the mayor's house or whatever the fuck, and like they made him fucking flee.
shit.
It's insane,
I didn't
dog.
even see that. No.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
nuts.
crazy.
It was like a year ago, I think.
They don't fuck around over there. They're like, yo, there's like, it's almost like those cards you get at like sandwich or like bagel shops where it's like, oh, nine sandwiches gets you a free 10th sandwich.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
if you fuck up X amount of times, it doesn't matter. You're getting something. You're getting something for free. And in Puerto Rico, it's a guillotine typically.
Dude, a guillotine. You know how fucking old world guillotines are?
Yeah,
My grandma's
you can't
from Puerto
find
Rico
one of
in, like,
those on
the
Amazon.
30s.
I feel like.
And she was like, I never even saw one of those on that island. Where'd they get it from? And I was just like, I don't know, Grandma.
It's
Fucking
probably not
trade?
hard to build.
It's probably
I feel like it's a pretty simple
I
mechanism.
could build one. I'm confident in my skills that if I had if I had access to the metal, like if I had access to a metal shop, because wood I can build the foundation. It's just as far as getting the blade and stuff. That's the only thing. I'm like, could I actually stumble upon that or have somebody make it
I don't
for
like
me?
guillotines though. You just cut someone's head off. I like a nice big fucking warhammer to the face a few
my
times.
I am
All right,
not.
well, let's
I'm
move
not
on.
a fan. That's so
because
awful.
the bounce makes it funny. You know, when you hit someone's head and then the
Oh.
fucking hammer goes up a little bit and you gotta bring it back up and you're like, haha, bink again. The second hit, they're always gone.
Yeah, that's hilarious,
Like,
dude.
You don't gotta
All right,
do
let's-
three
Super
hits.
hilarious.
You don't gotta do three hits.
That'll be one of
Two
them.
hits,
so
they'll
much.
be out the game. Trust me. The third and fourth hit are just for fucking, just to relieve yourself, you know?
So can we have a
Trust me.
Super Mussolini Bros and he has one of those hammers? And like, that'd be pretty good. I think that'd be a pretty good game.
Or a stick. It's a fucking stick.
Anyway,
Hey, it's me, Mussolini.
It's me, Mussolini. And you just hear gunshots.
oh my god, what a different Nintendo we would see. Jesus Christ. I forgot what I was even gonna say. I just want to mention again that if you want this is the most unnatural plug I think I've ever done, but I just want to say it before I forget. Our merch shop has an actual website now. It's snarktankmerch.com, so if you want to find shit over there, that's the easiest way. It's no longer like a mess of, hieroglyphics like it was before.
yeah.
So you can easily swoop on in over there. I'm going to be adding some new stuff to it soon too, so keep an eye on that shit. I think I honestly think I just said that to get off Mussolini so we could upload this without getting
Nobody
flagged.
cares about him. Like he's.
Nah, man, you'd be surprised.
The Italians probably care.
Nah, the Italians definitely don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
They're the ones that did it.
They're the ones that they fucking hated that fool.
Yeah, they did it.
Fucking hated him.
Like, I don't know if anybody else would have bothered to do it. I had a dream. I had a dream a couple nights ago about Dog Hitler.
Why?
What does that mean?
I don't know why. I don't know. It was just like a bunch of historical. I was having like a really weird like trip through time almost in my head. I think I had like medicine or something before I went to bed that I really shouldn't have had. And I thought about like if Hitler was like a dog and he was like stuck in his little like bunker or whatever, and he like would he like bite down on like dark chocolate?
This is fucking stupid.
Is that what he would do?
So wait a minute. In this universe, is only Hitler a dog, or is it like everyone's
a dog, but everyone's a dog, including Hitler, except for Hitler's dog, who is, I guess, a person.
And he-
I haven't really
So
I haven't
dogs
really.
have people? So dogs have people instead of people having dogs?
Yeah, it's like Disney.
In Disney, the dogs don't own people. The
But the
dogs
dogs
just have
have
dogs
dogs.
sometimes. Yeah, dogs just have dogs sometimes.
How fucked up is that?
All right, well, I guess it's just a different kind of dog then.
Yeah. How fucked up is
I don't know,
that?
he can still bite down the cyanide pill, and the cyanide pill do the same trick on a dog too, trust me.
But I guess it's not
No, but so would
cyanide.
dark chocolate,
yeah,
though, right?
it's a chocolate.
The cyanide
dark
will do the
chocolate
trick
pill.
though. Dark chocolate will make it sick.
Dark chocolate pill.
You give it, he bites down a dark chocolate milk bone and dies. Can you imagine?
That's probably a real universe somewhere.
I probably, yeah, well,
I
sure.
would be surprised.
Anyway,
I would be
there's
surprised.
a couple things. There's really only one other thing that I felt like I wanted to talk about, and it's because it's just so weird and confusing, and we haven't talked about this at all. I talked a little bit about this on Sacred Symbols, but it's a long ass episode because Dustin was also on it. So I think I want to bring this up to you guys. Have you seen the fact that Spider-Man PS4 has a different Peter Parker now, and that they changed his face entirely for seemingly no reason?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, I guess technically it would be no reason, because there really was no reason to do it. So I guess they do.
Dude, the reason they gave is so stupid. Did you hear the reason that they gave?
They wanted to be more accurate, right? They wanted to be more accurate based on the voice.
They were like, we want a character model that better matches Yuri Lowenthal's voice for the next generation.
Just so stupid.
And it's like, isn't that like the job you should have done when you were like making the game in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, why would... First of all, like, I don't even think that the default Peter Parker in Spider-Man PS4 looks all that at odds with Yuri Lowenthal's voice at all. I thought it was fine.
He looks kind of like Yuri to me, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't even see a real problem.
I did.
He looks like him. He looks like him.
At no point.
Dude, it wasn't even like a...
At no point did I have a problem with it.
Yeah, it wasn't like a common criticism. Like, there's no way that I never once saw that criticism where it's like, Spider-Man PS4 is like a 10 out of 10, but I'm going to have to bump it down to a 7 because Peter Parker just doesn't match Yuri Lowenthal's voice.
He had one of the few good faces in the game, I think, honestly. Like, not many people... Like, I think Miles was like fucking chimpanzee in that game. Like, I adamantly think he looked like a fucking shit flinger. He looked so bad. I hated his face so much.
Oh my god.
He did look... A lot of those character models looked really wonky. Peter also looked weird, but it didn't look like it didn't belong with the voice. It wasn't like every time he talked, fucking Pee Wee Herman would speak. It wasn't like just completely... It wasn't just this completely like diametrically opposed thing that I like, oh man, like that doesn't work at all. Like, that was never a criticism. And they just to have this argument, it's like, oh yeah, we wanted to better match the voice. It's like, that was your job the first time when you were making the character model. Isn't that why you cast him? And why you made the model that way? Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
So I have this theory that I've seen a couple people agree with me on, but like on the PlayStation podcast, like they thought it was like they might have been something else, but I'm so sure that this is the reason, and I'm pretty sure that the guy who contributed the face capture for Peter Parker probably wanted more money for the remaster, for them to use his likeness again, and they were like, no, that's stupid. We could recast you and spend less money. And they probably just did that because there's no reason other than that why they would just recast somebody. It's like Terrence Howard or whatever in Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
When that happened and they replaced him with
Don Cheadle.
Yeah,
It was a better idea for me, I think. It was better.
It ended up being better, but I was upset at first though.
I don't like Terrence Howard, so fuck him.
Yeah, why don't you like him? Because he fucking... What's wrong with him?
I just don't like him that much.
Why?
Didn't he invent like a fake kind? Didn't he invent his own math?
Yes. I think it's where like
What?
Yeah, it's where 2 + 2 like equals 5 or something like that. It's something retarded. It's something.
I don't care enough. I can't even care about that. That's just so insane.
No, we have to look this up because this is
That's
important.
so insane. He invented his own kind of math. That is some shit that I've never heard in my life.
It's like
did it.
What isn't it like 1? No,
He's like Newton. This man.
it's. I think it was 1 × 1 = 2. I think that's what it was. Something that's like he doesn't understand the concept of one of something one time equals 1. Like if it's only
Terrence Howard believes that 1 × 1 = 2, so he created his own language. If you believe the rules of basic arithmetic, Terrence Howard pities you.
I can't even.
What am I
That's what it says on Google. It literally says that.
Yeah, no, it says this. Wait, what the fuck? Actually, Terrence Howard has some bizarre, scary theories. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Teriology. See, it's just a child's brain. That's all it is. Because when I was young, I remember specifically learning multiplication in elementary school. And when they were saying like, oh, 1 × 1, my initial thought would be like, oh, 2. Because I'm kind of just thinking like combining 2 things together. And then my teacher slapped me and I was like, no, if you have something 1 time, what is it? I'm like, oh yeah, that's 1. And then it forever changed me. I was good.
Because you got fucking hit. That's why you got hit. You associated that pain with fucking up in math.
Yo, listen to some of the shit that Terrence Howard has said. I remember being in the womb, found comfort there, and have been aware since that moment. As a result of the travesties I've gone through, I have become awakened. What is that? Yo, what is this? This man has gone through the fucking ringer, man. He saw his father murder someone. I was standing next to my father watching, Howard says. Then stuff happened so quickly, blood was on the coats, on our jackets, and then my dad's on a table, and then my dad is gone to prison.
You know what I think? I'm starting to think, because I kind of forgot about the mathology or the teriology thing. I'm starting to think that him being replaced wasn't about money, and it was just about him being insane. And they're like, dude, this guy's so hard to work with. Fucking Dutch.
Have you seen the way Terrence Howard goes into the bathroom and carves George Washington's face in all the bars of soap in the bathroom? Have you noticed this? Have you noticed that this is a particularly strange habit for an individual to have everywhere he goes?
Have you been following Terrence Howard and then you've realized that occurrence in your follows of him?
You imagine you have a Facebook page where, like, in 2009, you were like, become a fan of Terrence Howard, and you have to post shit like this. Fucking, he has 432 faces.
Wait, what?
He said. That's what he said. We've all got these different faces that we want to come out. There's at least 4 just in this moment, with a possible expansion to 432. But which one do you let out? These are quotes from him, by the way.
I thought you were fucking around for a second.
No, I'm not joking. This is all real. This is all fucking real.
I don't have time.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a good deep dive YouTube video on this dude, because
this is the last century. This is the last century that our children will ever have been taught that 1 × 1 = 1.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that's what happened?
Watch, he's right. All of this is correct. He's like just beyond in tune with the universe.
He knows these next breakthroughs. I can't even be fucked. Okay, what else? What else are we talking about? What's going on? What else?
Wait. He's on Empire?
Yeah. That was
Yo, what is it with Empire and having these like fucking
crazy people? Jussie Smollett and Terrence Howard. They're gonna start a new fucking cult about, like, I don't know, being assaulted and making math problems and shit. I don't know. It should.
The Jussie Smollett thing is fucking hilarious, man. That's just so funny.
1 × 1 = being assaulted at 2:30 a.m. in Chicago.
I hate you.
That's what it means. Is that a math problem?
I hate you.
Oh my god. But anyway, no, I think what the hell were we even talking about?
No, I definitely Spider-Man's face.
I definitely, like, I don't know. I don't see how it could be anything other than like a negotiation thing.
That totally makes sense.
You know what I mean?
It makes too much sense to the point where it's like it's kind of hard to speculate otherwise, because what that is very plausible. Or somebody's
I think it's
being stupid, asking for money, overplayed their hand. And it's just like, yep, sorry, dude.
I just hate the way he looks, dude. I hate the way the new one looks, man. It's like, fuck, your face is so ugly.
He looks really young, too, which is like really confusing because he's clearly supposed to be like an older Peter Parker, you know? Like, he's supposed to be like a seasoned Peter Parker, and he looked way older before. It like actually made way more sense. Now he looks like younger than Miles.
He doesn't even look way old. He didn't look way old. He just didn't look like a kid again. And I'm just so like a child I'm so over young Spider-Man. I've never, like, I like him, but like, it's just, I'm so done with it. Because young Peter doesn't allow for like the better, it just reminds me of young Peter. And I'm like, I don't like this guy anymore. I want to see older Peter Parker because he did cooler stuff then.
They should have just made him look like the animated series, man. That's what I want when he
fucking D'd up.
Yeah, when he was just like clearly on roids and he looked like he was 30 when he was in high school. Like that's what I was like. I was all about that.
Yo, he looked like a 40-year-old bodybuilder in that fucking show. It made no sense.
Dude, he was a little smaller than Eddie was. That was insane to me. He was a little bit smaller than Eddie.
Yeah, and I was like, how is...
He was bigger as Peter Parker than he was as Spider-Man, I felt sometimes.
He was 1 billion%. That was definitely the thing. It was like, dude, he is so much more swole when he doesn't have the fucking suit on.
just fucking yoinked the fuck out with fucking pecs crowning over his fucking body.
Like, I was like, how could anybody fuck with this dude? He'll murk anybody in his path. And,
yeah, like, I don't understand how he got bullied at all looking like that. He looks like a fucking quilt. It's the most insane thing. Like, who is going to bully this person?
He like
idiot. That's why. A fucking dumbass.
A dead person. That's who's going to bully this person. A dead man. A dead child in a high school.
Well, he went to school in New York, so probably people would still bully him. They would end up in fucking wheelchairs for the rest of their life, eating pizza through a straw. But they'd probably try it and get fucking killed.
Eating pizza through a straw.
All right, drink your lunch.
Hey, yo, when I first saw, I only saw briefly the new model of Spider-Man. So now that I'm looking at it a lot more, I see the comparisons of the voice actors. When I just saw it briefly, at first glance, I thought they were just trying to go over more like Tom Holland thing, like, oh, let's just associate and then whatever, and which made me think, because I don't think we've ever talked about this before. What do you guys even think about Tom Holland as the Spider-Mans now?
Oh,
are you a fan of Tom Holland?
I don't hate him. Okay. I like him. I think he's better than Garfield, and I think I don't know. I'll always have nostalgia for Maguire in general because I love those movies. Yeah. But I think he does all right. I think his movies could be written a little better.
I think if the character, the MCU Spider-Man is really not Spider-Man-esque. He's more of like a tween super fan. But I think Tom Holland does a good job in what he's given. Like, he acts well. It's just that I feel like the Spider-Man in general from the MCU is like, has a lot of problems that go along with him.
The only thing that really bothers me, and I think I've talked about this before because I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but it's just that the fact that we've had all these live action Spider-Man movies and all these like cartoons with Spider-Man in it, and like now at this point we have Spider-Man as a kid, and we've never really had a Spider-Man that sounds like he's actually from New York at all. Like he just sort of sounds like, he always sounds like a guy, like just a default person. And I think that's kind of lame because like surely he would have some kind of accent, but he just never does.
I feel like he definitely would have an accent, but I've also never heard him with an accent, so I don't ever think I don't read him with an accent either. It's weird. So that's true.
No, I hear you. Like, I understand that because like my first exposure to Spider-Man having a voice was Christopher Daniel Barnes on the animated series, right?
Yeah.
And he was also like in the games too. He was the same Spider-Man. So it's like, oh, that sounds like Spider-Man to me. Like, if Christopher Daniel Barnes did the voice for like a Spider-Man show or game in the future, I'd be like, yes, this is quintessential. This is how Spider-Man should sound. But like thinking about it, it's like he should sound like somebody from fucking Queens. Like, but he just doesn't. And
does Queens have a real accent though?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like New York has just a New York accent.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't even sound like he's from there though.
Yeah, there's definitely like to me, if you don't have an accent in those specific regions, it's because your parents are not specifically from there. Like, say you live there, you grew up there, but you grew up around learning English from your parents who may have moved from somewhere else. Like, somebody I knew that lived deep in the heart of Texas, but sounded like she was a valley girl from fucking California, which was like, but people surrounding her sounded like they were basically gonna string you up if you're a little bit too dark, you know? So it's just like one of those things where it's like, it's interesting to see that. But when I went to New York like a year ago or something, and just walking around, like, say, even Jamaica was really interesting, hearing people that are just living around there. And I'm like, God, it's so colorful, the language.
But that's
dialects.
That's weird because I don't have a New York accent, and I'm from the city, the heart of the city, and I grew up there.
What about
which is strange.
So like
my words, I use my slang. I use New York slang often.
Yeah,
that is what I use, and he does use New York slang. But he doesn't speak like a New Yorker in accent-wise. Because also, like, a lot of the accents that I know of, they're from, like, older people. Like, I know a lot of people that don't really have, like my nephew's from the Bronx, my niece from the Bronx, all of them are from the Bronx. They don't have accents. Now, that doesn't my sister, really.
Yeah.
She has more than I do, I guess.
So I think it's that. One other thing I didn't mention is, like, fucking television and shit, man. It's...
Yeah, television and the internet.
And the internet.
have definitely changed the way... It's definitely changed the way people learn language, but I don't know. It's just always been something that I've noticed where it's like, it's, he doesn't really sound like someone from here, even though he's like kind of like one of the most quintessential superheroes from that state. And it's just a little, I don't know. It always bothered me. Never to a degree where it would like
thing, because he's a square, and the time he was created, they were like, he wasn't having any of the cool kid lingo from the time. So I guess that just kind of constantly translated over to every Spider-Man. And actually, no, I think Tom Holland kind of sounds a little more like a New Yorker than any of them have, actually.
Sometimes, yeah, but he's also like British, and I hear the British in him when he talks sometimes.
All these
and
damn
like,
British fucking actors taking all of our American jobs.
Yeah, him and
man.
Garfield were both Brits, and it's like what?
Dude, British actors are taking over, man.
They are. I mean, it's like, what's going on? Fucking Henry Cavill's getting all the. He's the most American superhero. Fucking Superman.
For Superman.
And just like they're just giving it to all these Brits. Like,
you know why? Because other countries fund the arts, and we don't fund anything in America. Well, that's why.
Well, that's definitely not true. What?
We don't fund the arts very well in this country. Especially in schooling, we don't fund the arts very well. We don't fund
I see what you're saying.
And music. We don't fund music.
Right.
We don't fund dance, bro. In the UK, that's like my sister's from the UK, and like the school her daughter goes to, it's very arts heavy. They love that shit there. For us, it's just like, I don't know, fucking go to college and give us a bunch of money and shit. And no problem, you might have a chance.
There's probably also something, I don't know if this is true or not at all, but maybe like kind of almost like outsourcing to it's cheaper, maybe. And the thing is, I know English or British people can do American accents much better than the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's much easier to do this monotone speaking voice like, I am American, than to be like, oh, I'm from Britain land or some shit, because everyone's like, oh, you sound like shit. Like, you don't sound like you're from anywhere.
Brexit.
What do you mean? Whatever are you talking about, Dak? I sound like a perfect Britain man.
Oh, no, wait, that's a little more Australian. I mean, they do say mate too, but it's mate, and they go, so there's mate for Australian, and then it's like matey.
Matey? Like a pirate?
Literally, I've seen some slang. Like, I have one of my friends, he's from UK that I worked with, Stu Daniel, and for slang, instead of saying mate, he would say matey, and he would spell it through text like M80. And he would spell it like that, and I was like, that's fucking weird. I've never seen that before. But I've used it a couple of times now. You just say matey. What's good?
That's
good, matey?
awful.
And then I like the ones. We're the ones from that say like bruv and brother. Like everything that's like a th becomes a v. Where it's like, oh, what's going on, bruv? Brother, this is my father. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is this?
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Literally every time I talk to someone who's from the UK, I just accost them with my fucking British accent. I just really aggressively scream at them with a British accent. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, they must love you.
I'm sure it's very funny.
I think because I'm Jamaican, so like in my heart of hearts, I'm like really angry at them. Like culturally, my insides are like, I hate what you've done to our island. It was so beautiful once upon a time. But
Jamaica?
Yeah, it was fucking one of the crowns of fucking the Caribbean, bro.
What? Doesn't Jamaica translate to leave us alone?
No,
I thought it did.
Jamaica translates to Jamaica.
No, those things usually mean something. Like Puerto Rico means like, what is it? The rich port or something?
The King's Port.
Yeah.
The King's Port. And then like Costa Rica is the King's Coast. I don't know. I don't think Cuba translates to anything. Cuba's just Cuba. Cuba. I think most Caribbean places, they just like, I feel like they're just names of people or people's families' names that were there, and then like the ports got particularly special names. You know?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think it's weird that like all these, pretty much every superhero feels like the second they take off the costume, it's like, oh, mate, you want to go grab a brew at the pub?
That's real crazy.
Like, what are you doing? Who are you?
It sucks.
Aren't you Superman?
I love
Aren't you Superman? Superman wouldn't do this.
Superman wouldn't want a pint. Superman fucking he would be accosting people for being different colors. He wouldn't be doing that.
I mean, that's basically just The Boys, which I haven't actually finished yet.
That show's fantastic, dude. I
know. I've been meaning to catch up with it because, like, Michael Reeves did this insane video where he made a baby laser. Did you see that?
No. He made a laser?
You remember the scene in The Boys where like Keith Urban,
David?
Carl Urban,
Yeah.
Carl Urban like cuts people in half with a baby.
Fucking diabolical.
He made like a real like a baby doll that does that. Or whatever the fuck, and I was like, oh yeah, I should watch The Boys again.
Yeah,
or this season 2 because
I've been seeing the advertisement everywhere.
It's really good, man. It's a good show.
I really liked the first season more than I thought I would. So
yeah, that's basically.
I'm looking forward to. I just want this next season to finish so I could just binge it because I just don't have the patience to sit and wait every Friday.
You can't you can't do it like normal anymore. We've been changed by the Netflix essentially.
Dude, when Mandalorian and Clone Wars are coming out every episode a week, my body would hurt. Like during like Wednesday, my body would be fucking convulsing, and I'm like, dude, I need it. I can't do this.
Like
I can't
Netflix
do
fucked
this
it up, dude.
every fucking.
That used to be normal.
In 2012 is when they first did it. Because I remember it was Orange is the New Black. One season they just put out every episode, and I was like, "What do you mean?
What do you mean?"
Out. And I was like, "What?" They were like, "The whole season's out." And I was like, "What are you talking about? The whole season's out?"
He's sitting in his living room, looking at his television, looking at Netflix, asking it, "What do you mean?
What do you mean, dude? What are you talking about? This whole season can't be here." It says watch the season. I'm like, the whole thing, the whole thing's out.
That was a pretty wild time to get acclimated to, but at the same time, it was so much better. Like, I never had a problem with it. I understand that it might be like, it might be better for like really subjective reasons, but like every time a company has been like, yeah, let's release things staggered again. Let's have it like a weekly basis. I'm like, I'm not going to watch this until it's all out. Like, I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah.
That's what I did with The Mandalorian. Like, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it, because
either.
now season 2's on its way, and I'm like, well, I might as well wait for that to be done.
Yeah. I haven't seen it either. I mean, I heard it's good. I just haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. It's good.
There's a lot of shit I haven't seen yet, but I totally feel you. I just feel like the old model versus the new model is kind of like cocaine versus crack. Where cocaine, you get your, boom, you got that high real quick, and then you got to come back later. It's no big deal next time you party. But with fucking crack, right? It's so highly addictive. You get such a dopamine hit so much and so frequently, you have to keep it up. So it's kind of like I'm binging on all this shit, and then once it's over, you're like, fuck, like it's done, and then you're like disappointed, and you need to it's one of those things where spacing it out could be kind of better for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want that shit now. Like, I totally, and I still can help it. Like, say, I think I watched the entire second season of Daredevil in like the same day because I enjoyed the first one so much that when the second one finally came out, I did nothing that entire day. I got up and watched it, and I was like, I felt so bad though. I felt so like, I was like, I'm so fucking pathetic. I didn't do anything else but watch. It was like 13 episodes. So I was like sitting there for like at least, so I probably took a couple of breaks in between. So I dedicated more than half of my day.
At least 15 hours.
Yeah. At least 15 hours.
I watched 5 seasons of Breaking Bad in like, I think 5 days.
That's nuts.
Maybe definitely less than a week. But I remember like just sitting in my basement with no windows, and like just watching every single episode of Breaking Bad.
That basement is so much stone in that basement. Like that's the kind that's the kind of basement that like if something bad happened down there, you could scream and that noise probably wouldn't really get out the basement. Because everything is solid.
It's not stone anymore.
It's not stone anymore. Remember no. That was years ago. Last time I was there.
It was never stone when I knew you.
Yeah, it was. The ground was like granite, like hard.
What? No, it wasn't. You're off your rocker. Like that was like 2009 that we renovated the basement, and I didn't know you until like 2011, 2012.
Dude, I could have swore there was just a lot of solid rock in your basement, and I was like, this is kind of cool.
There are maybe, I don't know, the boiler room is still that way, so like maybe like I don't know. I know the closets are kind of like that because we put like wood floors and like drywall and sheetrock and shit. But No, that basement was still super dark though. Like I would have no idea what the fuck time it was, and I just sat there and watched the entirety of Breaking Bad, and I was like, holy fuck, that's a good show. And then I didn't feel bad about it at all though. I was like, fuck it, that was so good.
Have you guys seen those
recently
recent?
watched-
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry. I recently watched every episode of Ballers in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Is that actually a good show? That's a good show.
That is.
It's pretty fucking good,
Yeah.
man. Like, The Rock did pretty fucking good in that show. I was like, nice.
Interesting.
I can't watch anything with The Rock in it and take it.
I love The Rock
take it
so
seriously.
much. I love The Rock.
He's so fucking cool, man.
Dude, he's
Yeah, but he's so cool that I don't believe it. You know what I mean?
He's such a good person that like he has to be a bad person.
Dude,
I just like
I think
he's so
so.
cool that I can't actually believe that would be a correct assumption. Like that would be like an accurate assessment of him. So I just like I can't with it.
He's like the perfect specimen of like all of the qualities that you want. Like if you could choose, like he's too big, obviously, but still. Well, let's just say he's pure muscle. He's tall as shit. He's good looking. He sings well. His fucking teeth have always been like in line from whenever I've seen him, even back in the day when he wrestled and shit. I'm just like, well, what is? There's something's off. Something has to be off with this guy. Like he fucking kills people. Like he's like a serial murderer, but nobody
He
knows.
fucking eats babies like Homelander.
I bet he's Homeland. No, I bet he just has like a lot of knowledge, and he knows how things will fall, and he uses that to his advantage. So he's like, he never actually has to done it. He never has to actually do anything bad, but he can like, he could like walk up to Kennedy and think and say like, hey, you should think about a convertible, man. Maybe think about one of those. And then Kennedy's like, yeah, I think I might get a convertible. And then like,
That sounds like a good buy.
And then history happens. And then, he did it and he totally knew it, but he was like, hey, what did I do? I just, I suggested a car to him. I didn't actually do anything.
Oh man,
That's how he probably gets away with shit.
yeah, maybe that's so. Has he
guess.
been around that long? Did he actually?
No. It's just an example of
okay.
he like another example would be like I don't know what's something tragic that happened kind of recently to somebody nice.
Rick Moranis got fucking assaulted.
I couldn't believe that shit, dude. I couldn't believe
That's
that.
right.
I was like, who attacked him?
No, he is genuinely like the most if anybody, there are a handful of people who I would be like really shocked to discover that they were like terrible people. I feel like Robin Williams was one of those people where it's like if I found out that he was like like a pedophile or something, I would be like completely heartbroken.
Yeah.
And it's like it was like Robin Williams, Weird Al Yankovic, and like Rick Moranis, and like a handful of other people that I just haven't thought about in a long time. But those are the people who would be like, if they did anything bad, then God help all of us. And the thought that he just got assaulted by some guy wearing an I Heart NY shirt, just like,
What is that? This seems
so it was a tourist.
Oh my god. You know
Totally.
what's crazy? Could you like for me the person I think that like that would not do something evil, like just not a bad person, is Donald Glover. But could you imagine like you find out that Childish Gambino like I don't know like shot up a school like years ago in like fucking like Taiwan or something like that, and then immigrated over here and he's just been lying about his identity the whole time? I'm like,
I
what
couldn't
the
see.
fuck?
I couldn't see that. But Childish Gambino, I could see him getting in trouble for something. You know what I mean? Like I could see him getting in trouble for something. Maybe not something like vicious, like whatever the hell you just said that I didn't even register because it was so fucking out of pocket.
It was a school shooting in Taiwan.
Ah, right, yeah, that's why I didn't remember it. But like I don't know, like I could see, he's young and cool enough that I could see him getting involved in some shit that maybe he shouldn't have been involved in. But Rick Moranis is like 70, or something. Like he's like an old like nerd who like retired from acting like to raise a family.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing suspicious about him at all. So just the premise, just him deserving that.
It's kind of crazy that it happened. Just he recently did. I forgot what the product was, so I guess it wasn't that good of a product or whatever it was. But he did a commercial with Ryan Reynolds, and I just remember that's him emerging from being in nothing, and then now he's back. And he was just in it as a cameo because Ryan Reynolds just loves Rick Moranis. I don't remember what the hell they were selling, but I was just like, that's fucking cool. That was probably like 2 weeks ago. It's like, Rick Moranis is back. That's awesome. And then someone fucking punches him. Like, why? It's like, obviously, this dude. Imagine, what if that guy actually knew it was him? And he was like, man, fucking Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves was fucking terrible. And then he punched him or something.
This is so sad. Like,
waste of time.
I kind of wish.
And then fucking cocks him in a jaw.
It was a waste of time.
The first one was good. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I actually did like that sequel, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. That was a bad example.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen any of those.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
The Blew Up the Kid one, I think that was trash. I think that was the one that was trash.
That was fucking garbage.
I liked it, but I was also like 5. Of course you would. I was just like, this is fine.
I didn't think about this recently, but I feel like I've seen maybe like 40 movies in my entire life, just on repeat constantly, because people will mention movies to me and I'm like, yeah, I know I probably should have seen that, but I never got around to seeing it. And it's like really obvious shit that like everybody has seen by now that I just haven't bothered to get around to.
There's a culture of some people that make it a point to see everything. I had a friend that their father would be like, we're not watching anything on repeat. We're just gonna absorb the culture that is film or cinema or whatever the fuck, and just always watching what's coming out. And the only problem I have with that is, it's cool to experience a lot of new things, but there's things that are obviously far more superior, and you do want to see it again. It's like every time. Well, I haven't had TV in years, but whenever like Shawshank would be on television, I would just watch it. I've seen the movie like 1 billion times, but it's so good that it'll stop me what I'm doing and I'll just keep it on because it's just such a great movie. And I can't imagine only watching that one time and being like, oh yeah, I'm satisfied. I never want to see that again. That's fucking weird. That's weird.
That's another movie I've never seen.
You never seen Shawshank?
No, this is what I'm saying. All these movies.
I don't know if I can respect you anymore.
That's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. That isn't.
I'm not out here looking for respect. If I was out here looking for respect, I wouldn't have a podcast.
But people. Oh God. Okay. Shit. Have you seen One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest?
No.
Bro, how have you not seen? Have you read these things?
Read?
Yeah.
Like, have you?
No one.
Okay.
No one fucking reads.
If you're not watching movies, you're definitely not reading. If you're born like, if you were born past the 80s and you're not watching things, you're definitely not fucking reading them. So
we need to figure out what fucking like classic must see movies you haven't seen. You should.
Have you seen Casablanca?
A lot of them. What?
Have you seen Casablanca?
You don't need to see that.
Oh,
you don't
well,
need it.
yeah.
You've seen Casablanca.
You kind of do. I
have seen Casablanca because like, that was like a film. That was like a film school thing. Like we had to see all that
hipster shit.
Have you seen Singing in the Rain?
Yeah, I've seen Singing in the Rain.
Okay, that movie's a masterpiece, though.
I disagree, but it's all right.
In fairness, there's a lot of these. I'll be a little bit more clear with this. There's a lot of movies that I haven't sat and watched. Like I've seen bits and pieces of like kind of everything, but I've never sat through Shawshank Redemption. I've never sat through Forrest Gump, like, all the way. I've never sat through The Breakfast Club all the way.
Fuck The Breakfast Club.
I've just never seen these movies, ostensibly,
I've seen a lot of the movies that people say are, like, really super popular movies, like, especially the ones that came out, like, in, like, the between 70s and 80s when I was a kid, so I didn't understand them or grasp them entirely, which I'll admit, but I've seen a lot of movies in my life. But back to what you said, Derek. You said that Singing in the Rain isn't a great movie?
Well, here's the deal.
It's literally a fantastic film.
I mean, if you're into that type of stuff, yeah.
You gotta give respect where it's due, you know?
I mean,
it's like seeing a bunch of people that fucking do like hardcore and metal and like, oh, their singing's impressive, you're into it. Like, no, that's impressive. You can do that to your voice. and you can dance like that.
Yeah, it's
a great fucking film.
It's not, here's the deal. It's not that, I'm not saying it's like bad or anything. It's just, it's not necessarily, let me put it this way. I used to think, like I would think dancing and choreography was just not my thing. Not really. I'm like, I'm not too into it. Like, no matter who was doing it, if it's R&B, if it was fucking pop or whatever, I was kind of like, I just don't really, I don't really care for the synchronicity. I understand that this is really well done and this is talented, but what was happening for me was the wrong music was over it. And there were certain, acts that sprung up and they were in, certain type of music, like say, even some metal. And then there were some acts, like some shit that's going on in Japan. And like they were moving to, I was just like, oh, this is really interesting. I never even considered that. I just was listening to like the wrong type of music. It didn't really capture me. It's just one of those things. It's kind of a weird subjective thing. It's kind of like, also my mom was really shocked that when I told her that I can't enjoy, theater, like really like musicals, because my suspension of disbelief, it's not there, because I see the set, I see the stage, I see everything that's going on behind the scenes. And it kind of reminds me of that setting on the televisions nowadays that makes everything look like kind of like a soap opera. Like it doesn't have like a
I know.
I forget what that setting's called, but it does something to the way that, you know, the filters that are put on the shows.
It's just like a high refresh rate kind of.
And it just everything like looks weird. It's I forget, there's a name for it. I just forget what it's called. It's on like all the TV. I've turned it off immediately. Because all of a sudden,
I know.
I'm watching Gladiator.
I know the general concept. I know the general concept that you're talking about too, where it's like, you know, I can look at Flavor Flav and be like, yeah, you know, I can't wear a clock around my neck like that. You know, I can't do it. It's impressive. I understand that it's impressive, but I'm never going to care about Flavor Flav in my life.
For me, it's the thing is that when I look at plays, particularly plays and stuff like that, and musicals,
yeah,
when they're like in-person ones, I can look at the performance abilities, but when it comes to the acting, sometimes I just can't give a fuck about the acting. Like when they sing and when they dance, I'm like, that's really impressive. But when they act, I'm like, this is just like,
yeah, because they could just fuck up at any moment, and it's just like the fact that they could just do it confidently every night, and then it just like always just goes totally fine is like kind of is impressive. And I like theater, I think. But I'm with you. Like I can't sit there if it's not like. If there's no like theatrics and there's no like songs or like anything, like, and it's just like a straight up like play where it's just like, oh, I'm acting this whole time. It's like, nah, dude, I could throw something at you and literally maim you right now. Like
okay, you're fucking tripping. You obviously. You fucking, I can hurt you right now.
It's boring watching people act on a stage when there's nothing else there, because then you're just thinking about like, okay, well, how can I insert myself into this? I probably could.
Yeah.
I probably could right now. If I was insane.
You are insane.
No, because I didn't do it.
Chris, but that thought appeared in your head, and that doesn't appear in most people's heads. Most people are like, I'm just going to sit here and experience this. You're like, how the fuck do I become part of this? How do I become in charge?
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of people, if they've been dragged to a play and they don't like it, I think a lot of people like think about like how they could just like fucking throw something at the stage or like whatever. They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm usually thinking about how the fuck I get out of here. Like, how can I get out of here?
How do you get out of this? Yeah.
Like, you go to a movie with a girl,
I'll tell you how you get out of there. You fucking throw you know how you get out of there? You throw a sewing machine at the lead actor, and then you fucking
you ruin her time too.
A sewing machine.
Psychopath.
You
don't bring a sewing machine to the theater?
No, he tries to sew to keep himself busy. And halfway through, he gets mad and throws it at somebody.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, by the end of Phantom of the Opera, I had a whole fucking quilt.
Oh, that's lovely. Nah, dude, man.
I love opera though. Opera's fucking crazy because
you're fucking crazy. I hate opera.
It's so impressive.
I can listen. I have this problem, man. Like it's like having imagine watching whatever your favorite film is, and then just having one stationary camera for every scene. Like it's like it just there's no intimacy. You don't get the close-ups. You don't get the different angles. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that like completely takes me out of it. I want to, for example, people were ranting and raving about the Book of Mormon and like, dude, we got to go see this shit. I fucking tried to, after forever, I tried to watch a bootleg just to see what was the thing about, and I just couldn't. And I was like, fuck, man. It's just, I feel like I'm watching like one day I'll be fucking an old ass man and I'm gonna be watching my fucking kid fail in a play. That's what I feel like. it just
How do you feel about concerts though?
See,
like when you're hearing like live music that
totally
doesn't
different.
sound as good as the recording. No, I think it's the similar thing.
Well, if you
It's
say,
very similar.
I think
if it doesn't sound as there's a big thing happening now with sound engineering that people are fucking nailing it now. Where there was a big problem because I used to go to shows like weekly, where I would go to the local ones and then I would go to the big fucking House of Blues or try to go to the an arena or something. And there was a problem with sound engineers. I don't know what it was. It sounded like shit. It didn't sound anything near like the album. Like I'd rather just listen to the CD. Like what the fuck is this? But it's so good now, dude. Like a lot of times whoever fucking mixed and mastered some shit, sometimes they fuck up, and the live shit is almost like the redemption, and it sounds better.
I know what you mean. Like Devin Townsend is one of those guys who like I almost don't really like his the stuff that he has on Spotify by itself, but like whenever he does like a live version of it, it sounds fucking immaculate and like pristine and perfect, and it's like it's insane.
Yeah,
that's why like a lot of people are like, because I share my Spotify publicly, and they're like, you talk a lot about Devin Townsend, but he's not on your Spotify, and it's like that's because
you don't listen.
I have a bunch of his like live YouTube stuff downloaded. But, you know, like, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like, when I go to a show, I'm almost, like, I don't really care if it sounds as good as the album, because, like, the whole thing is just being at the show and, like, sort of experiencing it and, like listening to it live with other people, like,
yes,
it doesn't matter if you get, like, the close-up shots of the music video, or if, like, the lead singer, like, misses a line,
that's totally
or, like,
different.
If there's, like...
Because because that is, going to a live show is infinitely more about the experience, especially, let's say, one of my favorite bands, Between the Buried and Me. I actually go there more for actually the listening experience because they're really a talented band. They don't move around a lot because they're playing such like, immaculate, like such crazy shit. But like, say, I like to go to shows where they're not trying nearly as hard, where say maybe if it's like a punk or hardcore show, or just thing that where people can move around way more, and it's infinitely about just being in that environment, watching them go crazy on stage. I don't give a fuck if they miss notes or not, and the crowd's moving. It's just that that being sandwiched in between a bunch of people, I sometimes would hate it, but at the same time, I miss it. Where I'm like, fuck, man, everybody's here. We're all vibing off the same thing, and sometimes the stage dives. So I totally understand that.
But what I'm saying is like I think that's the biggest part of theater. It's why Cats the movie sucks, but like apparently like it's one of the most highest rated like musicals like ever, like actually as like a show to see. And I think that's part of the reason. It's just the atmosphere of like seeing something live and seeing a performance and like being in a room full of people with like the theater acoustics and in these grand rooms that like almost like wouldn't exist today if they were like commissioned to be to make theaters.
You know what I think it is though? I think it's just because like the theater people, and maybe honestly I think it's just because I'm not surrounded by my people. I think the theater vibe.
That's fair. Yeah.
Is not really my vibe. Like say the Wiltern, right? Is a theater. They have shows there, but then I've seen bands play there, and it's fucking awesome. Like I love the theater. It looks amazing. It looks like some old school bullshit, and it's just everybody's there fucking vibing off of this dope ass band or whatever. And I love that experience. Opposed to, and I even had a great time when I went to I forgot what it is. It's this, it's in, San Bernardino, this big ass arena. And we're all sitting down watching like fucking, Megadeth and Lamb of God and all that stuff. We're sitting down, and it was still like, oh, this is pretty cool. It wasn't as cool as being in the pit, the orchestra, where it's like $1 billion. But I was still able to enjoy because the people were all talking shit. We're all having fun. Some people are drunk. And the idea of me kind of sitting down and nicely dressed, which I only like dressing up when I have to go to a fucking wedding or a funeral. So, like, the idea of, like, usually going to a play and they expect you to kind of be, like, you know, at the very least business casual. I'm kind of like, I mean, I'd rather just wear, like, fucking a wife beater with spaghetti sauce on it or something, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I'm in the middle because I've never been to a bad show ever. Like every show I've been to, even from I went to see Paramore when I was like pretty young. That was amazing. I went to see Kanye when he dropped Fantasy. That was astounding. I went to see Lupe Fiasco once. I saw Kendrick Lamar when he did the Damn Tour, which was unbelievable. That was like the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life. So I've never had an experience with like bad shows.
Yeah. That
even kind of transfers over to even like operas and like musicals I've seen. I've just never really seen anything, but I also am very easily enamored by those things. I go there and I'm like, these people are crazy talented. I can't wait to see what they're going to put on. And I'm just automatically sucked in and I'm into it.
Yeah. I just feel like I just haven't seen the thing to suck me into like theater shows or whatever, like the type of opera or, those type of plays. I haven't seen
Hamilton. Hamilton was the best thing I've ever seen on a stage, actually.
Man, I tried watching
it on stage. I saw the Disney Plus thing, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I saw Hamilton on stage with the original cast. That shit was insane. It was wild.
You'd probably like the Hamilton one, honestly, on Disney Plus, because it's literally just theater, but they do the close-ups and it's filmed properly.
Yeah, I'll have to give it another chance because I was actually with the homies, and I think we made it in like 20 seconds. And we're like,
no, yeah, you can't. You can't watch something like that with people.
Not with your homies either, because homies all you're doing is dicking around. So like it's you're gonna get it fucked. It's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, see, I'll give something an honest shot. But as of right now, my mom even tried to get me to like, oh, check this out. She was watching this show Blackish, and they were doing like some theater thing, and I immediately checked out. I was like, I'm good. I don't know. I'm looking at the stage. I'm looking at the, oh, that's interesting. Like, I'm looking at the architecture and I'm not focusing on the people. I don't know. It's my stupid brain. I can't help it.
Everyone's different, Derek. Don't worry.
I know. I just don't want some fucking people to be like, all listeners are gonna talk shit and say that I'm uncultured and shit because I can't enjoy theater. So, I'm just gonna get ahead of this and say fuck you. So I gotta say,
yeah. Remember, if you support us at patreon.com/the Snark Tank at the $5 tier, it allows you to give us a question that we read on the show. First question for today for October. By the way, the question threads are like a lot more simplified now on the Patreon, so it's a lot easier to read them. So letting you guys know that. But John Barlick wrote in, or Barlich, I assume. I don't know. Whatever. He says, I know it's an old one, but what is your favorite scary movie? I don't know. I've never seen a scary movie in my life.
Shut the hell up.
Pussy.
I'm dead serious.
What?
Pussy.
No, I really, this is a real thing where it's just it's hard for me to, I think because
you have what I have.
Know how.
You have what I have. You have that suspension of disbelief.
Maybe, but
absolutely.
I think you're right, but it's also but it's also because I know a lot about how movies, like how they make movies and specifically like the editing tricks that they use. It's less about I don't know, because I understand how theater works, but it's not I don't have the same suspension of disbelief. I think it's just because I know the very specific, that scene in The Babadook when he runs towards the camera and it skips frames a couple times, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. You're skipping frames because it's unsettling. It's like, yeah, okay,
yeah. And
I have that problem with a lot of scary movies where there's not really. I don't know. I was never ever as a kid scared of a movie monster. I was never scared of the Alien Queen or a Frankenstein or a Romero zombie or anything. None of that shit scared me really. I just thought it was all kind of cool.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of how you have to, because even what pertains to scary movies specifically, that's the same thing. I can watch thrillers because they're entertaining and fun, but if it's ones that are specifically trying to spook you, that shit, it just doesn't work for me at all. Because, like you said, you know the ins and outs, and then also the fucking tropes are usually egregious.
Yeah, they're very tropey. For me, it's weird. For me, it doesn't scare me because I wouldn't be in those situations. Like every time I'm seeing a horror movie, it's like, oh, I wouldn't be there, so that doesn't even scare me.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, oh, like,
yeah.
Like it's
no,
like, oh, let's go stay at this haunted house. It's like, oh no, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't go do that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't care about this movie anymore. It's just stupid. And other people are idiots.
I
like
totally,
running up fucking
I think I'm with you on
running
that one.
upstairs. Like, oh, someone's chasing me. I'm going to run upstairs while I'm trapped, and I'm immediately out of it. I'm like, I'm not even paying attention.
Or you know
anymore.
what happened? Yeah, but people are idiots. And also, the thing I very much so believe is that in horror movie universes, horror movies don't exist.
Yeah, they probably don't.
You can't have, because like, think of it like this: in every fucking universe that there exists, right? There's zombies, right? And we all know that if you get bit by a zombie or you exchange them to the liquids, you become a zombie, right? But no one knows that at first. No one ever thinks about that. Everyone's just like, oh no, how are we all getting infected? How did Mary Sue get bit? And it's like, die after she got bit. It's like, she got bit by that thing, you know? That's how you get rabies and shit like that. And it's like, people are like, oh my God, how are we going to kill this thing? Every time we shoot him in the stomach or the kneecap, he gets back up. It's like, well, go for his fucking head.
Yeah.
That's where the brain is. Like, it's those things that just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. They can be very tropey, but I think the empathy thing is the biggest problem that I have, where it's just like, I can't sympathize with people who just get themselves into situations that I don't think I would get myself in, especially in scary situations when like you said, like so many blueprints for these situations exist by which to base your own survival off of if we're talking about like our universe.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, I remember this one. I can't remember what movie it was. It might have been like Contagion or something like that. I feel like it had a similar name. And this woman walked. There are like zombies around, and she walks into this room, and like I think she lost her daughter or something. And there's like a crib in the room, and it's got like a little mobile.
I think you're thinking of Dawn of the Dead.
Hanging. No. I maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like I remember Dawn of the Dead a little more. But they walk into this room. This woman walks into this room. It's an empty room. It's dark. She looks at the crib and walks straight towards the crib. Doesn't check the corners. Doesn't check the room for threats. Just looks straight at the crib because it's like, oh, my daughter. And it's like, nah, dude. I don't care what happens to you. Do you know that scene in Stranger? Did you guys see Stranger Things like season 2?
Mm-hmm.
When fucking Bilbo, or whatever the fuck his name is Sean Astin.
Yeah.
In Stranger Things season 2, he runs into this building full of demons, right?
Yeah.
And he gets like an important thing from a room that only he could get, and then he leaves the gun in the room in a building full of demons. And it's like, nah, dude. Like, I liked this character up until this point, but now I can't wait for him to die. Because I just can't care. I can't care about characters that stupid.
No, I totally understand.
I just can't, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel you there, Chris, where it's like, I consider myself pretty empathetic for characters in general, because I'm like, shit happens, you know, under extreme stress, people make dumb decisions, but it's like, you have to understand your survival is the most important thing, and you have to have somewhat of a level head.
The thing that bothers me is that there are always, like, really reasonable ways for those mistakes to be made, but it's never a reason to, like, there could be all sorts of things. Like, he could have like brought the gun into the hallway and like accidentally dropped it down the staircase, you know, and it tumbles down the staircase and it makes a lot of noise, and it like attracts them to the gun. So it's like, oh shit, well, I'm not gonna go for the gun then. And it would be totally reasonable for that to happen, and then like maybe I would feel bad. Or like there's any number of reasons that like they could make a situation like that resonate a little more than just being like just a complete idiot.
Dude,
you know
it's insane because like how in movies when people are like running, like when someone's frightened, they're running away from something and they fall. I've been very scared before where I've ran and fell down, but before I even was conscious of knowing it, I was back on my feet running.
Oh, you're
adrenaline, and I was just already up, and I was like, I'm running again. I didn't even know I was running yet.
That's kind of the problem with like adrenaline, right? Where it's so good in those moments that they pretty much have to shut it off when it comes to like horror films. You're not hyper aware, you're clumsy, you make stupid decisions other than your fight or flight is to flee and not corner yourself. You need to see more of your surroundings, so you're going to be much more of an open place. That's what you're always looking for. You're looking for the open place naturally.
No, not always. You're looking for a way, because like because there are times when your fight or flight kicks in that you don't focus. You focus on getting away from whatever's scaring you if it's really terrifying to you, but you don't focus on like thinking. Because there are times you just don't think when you're really, really serious. I've been there before.
No, but think about it. What I'm saying is, like, say if you're in a house and somebody's chasing you, your natural instinct would be to get out of the house. Someone's in the house getting you. You need to get out of the house. And then here's the deal. If you get out of the house, it is infinitely harder for somebody to catch you because now there's wide open space. Because you want to not be trapped. You want to not be trapped. So usually, like, the idea, like, say somebody runs upstairs. Why the fuck would you do that? You're going more into the house. You're going deeper into the house. It's such a stupid, I just can't imagine somebody doing that. I can't imagine somebody being like, I remember when my mom was chasing me to whoop my ass. I didn't want to hide in the bathroom. Without thinking, I ran out the back door and went out the gate and fucked off. I left the fucking premises so she couldn't get me. Like, I didn't plan it out. I never did that before. I didn't plan it out at all. I just instinctually was like, get out of here.
It's just common sense, yeah. And that's the problem with a lot of those movies and why they just don't scare me. But
I do have a favorite, though.
And this is why I think horror games fuck me up way more than horror movies. Like, horror movies don't register at all to me, but like scary, if a game is like scary, like there's a good chance that I probably won't play it for a while. Because I just feel like it eliminates that empathy because now you're the person making the mistakes. And it's like, oh shit. Like, I did this stupid thing, and now I'm gonna get fucking got. And like, that's way,
for me, that's
way
a little
scarier.
For me, it's not as scary either. Like, I haven't been scared I've been stressed out by horror games, but I haven't been scared by one in like probably since like maybe Fear 2. Because like I realized that like I can't not do this. Like if I'm in a situation where like you have to go to this, you got to go from point A to point
exactly.
B. And during A to point B, you're going to encounter X.
It is for sure stress inducing.
I can't not encounter X, so I don't know what to do. Like I'm gonna get scared by something. Someone's gonna jump out at me and frighten me, I guess. But like I'm not gonna be afraid. I kind of have to do this. I also have the power to overcome it.
I think they're still more effective.
No, it's absolutely effective
because of that empathy.
It's
for me. I think they're just both ineffective to me. But I can understand what you mean.
To me, like the same chemicals, like being scared and being stressed. It's the same thing. As far as like chemically, so to induce stress, it's like the job has been done, and that's why like scary video games are fun to me. Not all the time. I can't play them all the time because I don't really want to be stressed out when I'm playing video games. But knowing that something's about to happen, but not knowing the exact second, it's already like fuck. You can only prepare for it so much, and it becomes exciting. And then let's say Resident Evil 7, the way that they did it, it was so much worse than any of the ones you've ever played because of course the sound was just the way that they mapped it out, everything is very fucking good. And then there was like, you think something's about to happen, but you can't just pinpoint it. And I'm like, fuck, okay, what's happening? The music starts, getting a little bit more intense, that fucking build up. But then it's like, it's for a while. And I was like, this is good. I like this. Like, cause in a film, they can only spend so many seconds on like a build up, and then you kind of can time shit pretty correctly. And video games are kind of like fucking whatever, dude. Just play that shit, and we're gonna confuse you, and I'm tensed, and then finally something happens, and then you're kind of only giving a limited amount of options of where you can move, and then everything's always faster than you. And so then it just gives you that like fucking, I can't flee the way I want to. Now I have to try to fight or something, and it feels good at the end of it, and I like it. I like that you can do that opposed to a movie is completely set with what is happening, the steps they're going to make. And then 9 times out of 10, they're the wrong steps and it just pisses you off. You're like, fuck, man, this could have been done. For me, you know what I'm saying?
I respect it. Like the idea is that like they're both formulaic, but one's formula is more brought in opposed to the movie. The formula usually ends the same way and it's usually based on bad decisions.
Yeah, and there's also just like a set time limit for like a movie that you just sort of have like, okay, well, pacing has to be involved. So like, all right, well, this is paced a certain way. I might not know what's going to happen, but I have a rough idea of like when during this experience this is going to happen. Whereas a video game, that could be like 2 hours long or 40 hours long. So you have no idea.
But also
it's just a lot more. It's just a lot more effective, is it? But like, what's the favorite?
For me, my favorite is Insidious, because that movie's fucking hilarious.
I never saw it. And then didn't they make like 17 of them?
I don't like it for the horror aspect. I like it for how funny it is.
I liked Hereditary and Cabin in the Woods quite a bit.
Cabin in the Woods is a great
Cabin in the
movie.
Woods, it's not even. It's not. I can't even consider it a
reasons.
horror film, though. I can't.
Well, it's
that's
not.
a comedy movie
it's
too.
a satire.
Well, yeah. So
it's a satire of
but
horror
that's not the
films.
question, though.
But it's still a horror. Like if you look it up on any, it's a
Because
horror
what else
film.
would you classify it as?
Exactly.
So I'm just saying, but like really, it's like really, it would be like fucking almost. It would almost be like, to me, in a way, it is satire, but it would be in the same realm of classifying Scary Movie as a horror film when it's comedy. Yeah, gruesome things are happening, but I'm not there to get fucking scared or frightened at all. Like I don't really.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to even say because Hereditary didn't scare me either. It was just. I just thought it was well done.
But I feel the same way about all of
movie.
my favorite horror films it's just for the entertaining aspect. Like when I watched fucking like say the Michael Bay production of Friday the 13th, where it's just all tits and then just as much blood as possible.
It's a lot of titties in that movie.
There's a ton of tits in that movie to the point where
say less.
Michael Bay's mom was at the premiere and she was so embarrassed and ashamed of him. Like, you fucking pervert. And I was like, I love that. I was like, see, that's how you put all those tropes in there and I want to have a good time. Like, I'm not expecting to be scared in a fucking Friday the 13th, some idiot with a fucking hockey mask. No, just gruesome kills and tits. And that's a fun horror flick. And like Cabin in the Woods, they did that nice twist, which was just great fun. I really like that movie. I like it a lot. One of the few movies I have on Blu-ray.
I love that movie. The fucking motorcycle jump.
Yes, dude, that
shit had
was
me
so
crying,
that was
dude.
so good. That was so good.
That shit had me crying. I was like, this is so fucking funny.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The mermaid.
The fucking mermaid.
If anybody could, the empathy thing is the biggest problem for I think all of us, or at least like a pretty key thing. But I know there has to be like a movie out there where this specific thing is addressed. So if anybody has like suggestions of like a horror movie where like the main people just do everything right and still get fucked over, I'd be really curious to see it. Because
Well, sort of Get Out, I guess. Sort of Get Out.
No, I don't think so. I
guess.
think dude could have left a long time ago. I think
He could have left.
I think it'll
he
left.
could have left, but like, how'd I explain it? Who the fuck saw that twist coming?
I mean,
like I was like, huh?
It was definitely
Like,
such a weird, but that's what made it really interesting. But it's still at the same time, I'm like, the vibes were so fucking off. I would have left so long ago. So that already kind of ruins it for me.
like think of
that's also not like the craziest twist I've ever seen. I think we both know the craziest twist.
Have you guys seen Sorry to Bother You?
Dude, man. The most insane twist I think I've ever seen is in Sorry to Bother You. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil it because it's a good movie. But you should definitely.
Yo, that twist was so ridiculous. Our whole house lit up. Me, you, and Jalen were screaming about that shit because we were all so taken back by what we saw.
You should all see Sorry to Bother You. It's insane.
He was like, "I'm having a lot of trouble here, man. Can you help me?"
All right. Let's not spoil it. But like, it's really it's absurd, and you should all see it.
I was just trying to think though, real quick, that I personally don't think I have a favorite horror film. There's a lot that I like, but I'm off the top of my head, I can think of, what's your favorite action film? What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? But I really don't have one that just completely stands out above everything else. Or I'm like, I've watched this like 2 billion times. Cause it's kind of the same thing as, Sleepy Hollow or something, with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci, where I don't consider that horror. It's just like some spooky thriller thing or something like that. But I really enjoyed that. I thought that was Christopher Walken's at the end, like, "Hey, I'm the guy." I can't do his voice. I'm not even gonna try. But
that was really, bad.
I literally didn't put it. I was like trying to how he speaks, but not how he sounds. I was like, I'm not even gonna try because I can't do Walken. I can't do Walken.
Another thing about me, this is my last thing for video games, is that for video games, why I'm taking out is because I have the ability, like, when you get to a video game part, at any point you have the ability to defeat what you're going up against, you know? For the most part, you have the ability to get past the point where you're in.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
So, like, if I am fighting something that I can beat, I'm not scared. What frightens me is things I can't understand. Like, I just can't, I vastly can't grasp, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm terrified of, like, fucking aliens and, like, eldritch shit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why Mr. X in Resident Evil 2 is so good, though.
Yeah, because it's like, what the fuck is wrong with this
You can't beat
dude?
him.
You can't.
And the more you fuck around, the quicker he comes for you. And, like,
Dude, that is such a great example of just like a perfect, like, that might be my favorite horror game, I think, because because it's not scary necessarily, but it's so stressful, and you do have that element of that character that just is constantly like chasing you that you can't beat.
And
like,
at the end where you kill him is super
that you
lame.
can't beat.
But the way you kill him at the end is super fucking lame. It's super fucking lame. I love that game with all my heart. Like, I think Resident Evil 2, the remake particularly, is one of my favorite video games, period. Like, I think that's like,
we've
top 10 video games to me.
Fucking like, I remember one of the episodes, we definitely gave it like the highest praise because we were trying to find flaws within that remake. And we're like,
Can't really find any,
there's nothing that
honestly.
stood out to be like, oh, this sucked. And I was like, no, I enjoyed it.
The way you kill Mr.
thoroughly.
X is the worst part of that game to me. And that's not even bad, honestly. It's kind of like he's been there the whole time, so you gotta finally kill him eventually.
Well, yeah, like,
and you're gonna just kill him.
Yeah.
That's just how it's gonna work.
Yeah. So I didn't have a problem.
Dude, off topic, Crash Bandicoot 4 is so good.
Did it come out already?
Yeah, it's out.
I'm gonna get it.
Holy shit.
I heard the
Is it good?
freaking, what you call it, the inverted way where you play without the colors. I heard that's amazing.
I haven't played that, but I had to say it because it just reminded me. Like, and it's not even like a nostalgic thing because it's like straight up like a new game. It's not like a remake or anything. The level design is fucking on point. It just feels really good. The boss fights are really good. It feels really great that I could say that because I really was not expecting this to be like a game that I really liked to this degree. But fuck me, man, it's good.
It's almost next gen time too, right? Isn't that pretty close?
Well,
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close to these, the PS5 and Series X, whether or not we'll actually get these fucking things.
yeah.
Did you guys get yours? Did you get yours pre-ordered yet? I paid for mine already.
I pre-ordered my Series X and my PS5, but I got emails for both of them saying, these might not come on day one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
That
so I would check your email
sucks, dude.
because it's like it's very plausibly like I think everybody got them just for safety. I think they have to say that, but yeah, I got it for both of them. I'm excited about both of them.
I pre-ordered my PS5 because one of my friends works at GameStop, and as soon as the pre-orders came in, he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna put the $500 up for you. Give me the money back." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you, dude." So I did that, and now I have mine set aside. And since I'm getting my PC now, I don't know if I'm gonna get my Series X immediately because of the Game Pass.
Yeah,
Like I want to get it because I want to support Microsoft.
I mean, you could play
Everything.
You could play,
Yeah.
You could play MCC with me. I have it on Steam, and you could still play MCC with me. So
Really?
yeah, it doesn't
That's
matter.
kind of amazing.
It doesn't matter where you get it.
Yeah.
But because it just runs through Xbox Live, so
Oh yeah, you're right.
it doesn't matter. But anyway, I wanted to say that because I haven't seen anybody necessarily talking about Crash Bandicoot 4, but it's fucking stupid good.
I heard it's good. I'm excited.
Murder Ascended.
Hey, what's up,
says
dude?
hello M88B, M1 Abrams, and Hammerhead. What is something you saw as a child that has traumatized you to this day? Real life TV or video games? Keep it spoopy, lads. These are all very Halloween themed questions. I guess when I said an October question thread, I guess that was kind of the thing. But
I have the perfect story, and I don't understand it to this day. And as soon as I thought about it, I started getting uncomfortable. I was at a summer camp when I was like maybe like 13, and it was in Irvington, New York, and that's like where that's where Ichabod Crane is from.
No, isn't he from Sleepy Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow is where he died, I'm pretty sure, but he's from Irvington.
Yeah, he's not from Sleepy Hollow. He travels into Sleepy
The
Hollow.
guy that wrote the stories is from Irvington. The guy that became like the Headless Horseman's from there, I think.
Maybe. Yeah. Anyway.
So, I remember there was one time where before we all went to bed, we were all hanging out in one of the kids' rooms, and we were like all talking and everything like that. And then I kid you not, this actually happened. A drawer just came out and fell down, and I was like, "Oh!" And we all just went to bed immediately.
Oh yeah,
we just talked about that.
That was the last episode.
It was?
Yes.
Oh, that was it. That was it for me. That moment, I'll never get over that moment in my life.
Just a drawer flying out. Somebody
it was
punked you, dude.
slow. It was slow, dude. It wasn't like it fucking ejected. That would have been probably like, oh, that's just a ghost.
Yeah, it was Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher fucking came over.
Yeah. I don't know if I...
That shit scared me. Oh, also when I went to like an asylum and I saw people coming in as I was exiting, and I thought there were like spirits trying to keep us inside of the fucking asylum, and I was like, oh no.
I don't know if I told this on the podcast or not, but I know I've told this recently to people, where like when I was a kid, I used to love The Wizard of Oz like a lot, and I would watch it like on repeat, and I would like, this was when I was like 3 or like 4 or something, and I would watch it over and over again because I really loved it, and I memorized all the lines and shit. And then my parents thought like, hey, he loves this movie, let's take him to see the stage play at Radio City Music Hall. And I went to the stage play at Radio City Music Hall, and it was The Wizard of Oz, and everything was fine. It was like, oh, look, they're on stage, how neat. I'm a child. And they have this event during the play where the flying monkeys fly out into the audience on strings that were just basically invisible. And I was like 4 or 5 seeing apes flying in Radio City Music Hall, and it just fucked me up. I haven't seen the movie since then, actually. Just straight up. It completely erased all the love I had for that movie.
So wait, were there like real monkeys?
No, it was just like people in costumes. It was a stage show, but like I was like 5 years old, and I was still trying to understand the physics of the world and how things go. I was like, I've seen monkeys on like fucking Zooboomafu. When a monkey go up, they come down. When I go to zoo, I see animals obey the same physics that I obey, and then all of a sudden at Radio City Music Hall, these apes that I thought were fictional are there in front of me, and they're flying, and they're actually flying, and I was just like, this is not okay. And I had this huge I had just this like huge meltdown, and my parents were like, we're leaving.
See,
we're not staying
when
here.
you're saying apes, I'm picturing like actual apes, like fucking gorillas or something, like fucking on strings.
It's the flying monkeys.
I know.
No, it's just the flying monkeys from fucking whatever the fuck. Yeah. I can't remember what they look like, but you know how Broadway always looks kind of a little bit creepier.
So it was like people dressed up as monkeys flying around, like fucking
yeah. Very convincingly, and it's like surround sound screeching monkeys, and it was just like, I'm too young to dissect this as fiction. Like this is fact to me. Because I'm seeing it with my own eyes, I'm feeling this. I need to go.
That probably fucked a lot of people up.
And it was just
probably fucked a lot of kids up.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think you were supposed to bring a kid that young in there. To be completely honest, I'm pretty sure it was like a Y7+ or something. But however I don't know how do they rate musicals actually? Is there a rating system? Is there an ESRB for like Wicked?
Maybe. I never even thought about that.
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever thought about this ever.
There's got to be something.
Age ratings for Broadway. There's got to be something. Or how to pick an appropriate Broadway show for your kid.
I guess you just...
Oh, yeah. I guess there's just none.
So you just got to wing it.
You just sort of have to wing it and just sort of assume. Oh, it's literally just recommendations.
Ah, okay.
So it's like there's a recommended for. By the way, the oldest thing that is here is like 8+.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna see any like. It's not like Avenue Q where you're gonna bring your kid to freaking see that, and there's like, Mom, I have a lot of questions about sexuality now. You know.
Hey, Mom, did you know everyone's a little bit racist?
That's nice, son.
Dude, this is. I actually really wanted to see Avenue Q, but I never got around to it.
Me neither. I heard about it.
Yeah, Avenue Q and Book of Mormon were ones that I really wanted to see, but we were never in the cards.
Yeah. You know, there was I don't know if this is homophobic or just gross. just I don't know if like it's something that like fucked me up when I was a kid was, I don't remember which side it was. It might have been Rotten. It might have been there was another one that was starting to come up around the same time called Steak and Cheese, and it was that I think it was called the lemon party thing or whatever. It was just, but it said, and here was the thing, and I might have mentioned this before, but I just it was on Steak and Cheese because their titles a lot of times would be misleading on purpose. It was kind of to troll you. It would be like a stupid title, and so I'm thinking it just said 3 old queers, and I didn't know what I was gonna click on. And then I literally clicked on a picture of 3 old queers.
Oh my God, is that the thing?
It was like 3 old dudes just fucking having a threesome, and that bothered me for a long time.
The guys training each other?
Yeah. They were like, Sullivan, I think one of them might have been laying down. I don't know. It was something
it was 4 old guys.
Something
just
like
fucking chewing each other. And I was just like, this is the
that's
whatever.
That's not homophobic.
It's not. Yeah. It was so. I was so like so bothered by that.
Dude, you know what also fucked me up a lot, dude? You see the video of the guy where that guy's holding his ass agape? I forgot what it's called.
Are you talking about like a prolapsing or something?
No, a guy just holding his ass agape. It's just some dude just holding his asshole open. I forgot what the name of the video is.
I don't know.
And it just fucking bothered me so much seeing that. I was like, I've never wanted to see inside of someone's asshole really
that
before.
Still bothers me. Even now, like
fucking bad.
Gaping is
I'm not trying to see that. Like that's not something I'm trying to see ever. Really,
I can't.
I'm not that curious about the inside of anything, really.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
If you hear anybody say I'm curious about the insides of that, you should probably especially as it pertains to like organic material and like people and animals. Like maybe do your community a service and like report that person.
all the orifices, they kind of, like the major ones, they all kind of look the same. Like it's just tissue, right? Like what you're seeing, that like raw pinkish type.
It's just red.
It's just
red and pinkiness.
It all looks the same. So it's like, why the fuck would you even, if you were looking down a throat with a camera versus an ass, I imagine it's gonna look the fucking same. Other than there's tonsils.
It's like getting a fucking rig, prying a vagina open and putting a light in there and fucking staring at it. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I've seen that, and I don't understand why people find this shit appealing. Like,
it's so fucking heinous, man.
All right.
What is this?
What is this, man? Decado wrote in.
So Decado.
He says, "Hello, Ghoul Right. Wait, what? Ghoul Right and Revenant. I don't know what a white is.
They're like ghouls also. They're like also the undead shamblers.
I knew. Oh, all right. Well, that's a new word. I actually straight up have never seen this before. All right. Anyway, he says, what was the cringiest Halloween outfit you ever wore?
Oh, I know. Oh, for sure.
Man, I got one for me.
7th grade.
Yeah.
What?
What about you, Chris? Let's see what you got.
Okay, you go first.
I don't know if all right. There was one point where I just didn't know what I wanted to be. So I just sort of threw shit together. And it was just a bunch of like Halloween costumes together. And I thought it was like, this would be kind of amusing. But it just ended up looking really stupid, and I just got relentlessly taunted to the point where by the end of the day, I was wearing normal clothes because I couldn't handle it. It was like a blade jacket, I had the leather blade jacket. I had like a Mega Man Mega Buster. I had a Lego Knights. I had like a Lego Knights thing. Just a myriad of bullshit. And like by the end of the day, I was just normal. I think I threw together something quick. I was like, I'm Scott Pilgrim. Look at me. And I put wristbands on my arms. And I was like, this counts.
I would have made fun of you mercilessly. Like if first of all, if you're wearing a blade fucking jacket, period, you're getting made fun of.
Yeah,
if you're not a muscular half vampire black man, you're getting made fun of instantly for that.
I mean, it was supposed to be nonsense, but like everybody was like really mean about it. Like I was like I didn't, like they thought I didn't realize what I was doing. It made me feel like, and then it made me feel like maybe I didn't. So
they convinced you.
They convinced me. It was psychologically like horrible.
Okay, I have one for myself. When I was younger, my grandmother, we didn't really do Halloween too often, but the few times that we did it, my grandmother dressed me up as Pooh Bear.
Aww.
So my grandmother thought it would be funny to get a 5th grader a Pooh Bear costume.
Aw, that's just adorable.
It's adorable from her heart. But when I went to school in the Bronx.
Yeah,
and I got into like 2 fights that day because they kept making fun of me and they wouldn't stop. And I'm like, guys, please stop. That's enough. All right. Like, I get it. I'm like an 11-year-old dressed as Pooh Bear. I get it. All right. I didn't buy this costume. I don't have my own funds. I couldn't be this. I would have been Blade if I could have been somebody.
Yeah, that is a little bit too old, even though it's like, oh, you're still obviously a child, but yeah, that's still too old.
Definitely
that's
too old.
I literally
for Pooh
went
Bear.
to the bathroom, had to unzip myself, and then got in a fight right afterwards. And my grandma was like, why'd you get in the fight? I was like, because you bought me a Pooh Bear costume. I am almost a preteen. They tried to kill me.
That's pretty bad. Like 11-year-old is like Spider-Man territory.
Yeah.
Like, you should be like a superhero at that age.
Exactly.
I was getting my ass super beat. That's what was going on.
I did have an amazing Spider-Man costume that I wish I still had, but
Yeah, I never went all out except for I bought a really realistic Red Ranger helmet, which was pretty dope. But then it was also I had the tights on, the regular Party City tights, so it was a horrible contrast. Like that was like really that sucked. I always there would be these stores that have these badass masks, and I did the same thing for Darth Vader, where I bought this amazing Darth. I wish I still have it. I don't know what the fuck I did with it, but I think the worst one that I ever did was in 7th grade because we would have a contest, and around that time, this had to be like 2000, 2001 or something. When Cisco was super popular, and he was and he was doing
Derek.
Hold on. It's not what you think, but it's in the same realm.
Okay.
But he was doing all these Pepsi commercials, and everyone was kind of sick of his shit. So then, like, I thought I was gonna be clever, but so I was like an undead Cisco, where I took half of a Pepsi bottle, and then I had it like it was like somebody impaled it in my chest, and but I thought it was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be hilarious. People are gonna like this, but everyone hated it. It was just like one of those things where like I missed the mark so bad because they're just like, yeah, you just look like you just look stupid with silver hair. Like it didn't.
You just look stupid.
It didn't register.
Holy shit!
And I was like, fuck. I thought it was gonna be hilarious, but maybe if I had some crazy, because he would wear all these elaborate stupid shit. And I think that's why it just didn't hit. Like, yeah, I just had silver hair and like a Pepsi thing sticking out of me. So I didn't look like.
When did you ever feel like you had like a year where you nailed it on Halloween? Where you just like, damn, this is good.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be like the only time that I do this for like a really long time that I'm going to nail it this hard.
I was the very next year, I was just a bum. And it was the shit. I wasn't anything specific like any character, but I made myself look so disgusting to the point where people were actually like, you visibly look like you smell like shit, and people were kind of like reluctant to come around me. And like, that's how good of a job that I did, because my socks, I cut holes open in my shoes, and then I cut like a couple of holes in my socks, and I fucking got some dirt, like real dirt, just from our rose bed, and just smeared it around just to make it look like I've been wearing them for like fucking ages. And people were like, dude, this is fucking disgusting. And then the people, they confiscated, like the school, they confiscated because I brought I forgot what, I think it was a Snapple bottle or something I put in a brown bag. Took like I had like some type of fucking alcohol. And like, hey, girl, you can't do that. You can't fucking bring that to school. And I'm like, well, it's not fucking real. But I was so on point that I think I got like 3rd place or something in the fucking competition. So they're like, wow,
that's a good one.
Like, you look fucking disgusting.
That's good, yeah.
Like, I've never been good. I've never been really good at costumes. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. One time I put fucking dye in my hair, and my hair was red for like months. It was like black and red for like
Halloween,
months.
and it was
Yeah.
like it was a commitment.
It was like black and red, because I don't think it was meant for my hair like mine. It was like some spray thing that I sprayed in my hair, and my grandmother was like, Kingsley, did you check out the tub after you showered? And I was like, what, like, are you bleeding? It was like fucking bunch of like red streaks in the shower. And I was like, I don't think I am. And she was like, that shit isn't out of your hair, so you fucked your hair up. So like, I've never been good at costumes, man. Like, I don't know. I don't care enough about any holiday to really like, the only one I care about is Thanksgiving. That's why I cook like large meals for people. But other than that, I don't give a fuck. Like,
That makes sense.
I like Halloween just because like the parties are always like insane because everybody's just dressed ridiculous,
fun,
and
yeah.
it feels like the thing that alcohol does for most people, I feel like costumes do for everyone. Where it's just like you're just like way less on edge in general, and then like you add alcohol to that, and it's just like everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
But there were like, I think there were only when Zach went as the president that one time, it was fucking so good. But I think there were only 2 times where I really feel like I nailed it, and there was one in like 2009. I had this whole fucking Master Chief get up, and I actually posted it on like Instagram recently. Where I was like a fucking child, but I had like the helmet and like I customized the helmet so it like fit perfectly on me. I had like all my dad's like proper military like belts and shit, and I made a gun out of like Gatorade bottles and like PVC pipe and like fucking camo tape. It was so sick. I was so happy with it.
Nice.
But that was like the best costume I had ever had, and after that I was like, I just give up. I'm like, I'm not gonna top that. But I think last year I killed it pretty good. I think I did pretty well with the Borderlands Psycho costume.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just an objectively
That's
good.
right.
that was a good costume.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of it. That was like the last time I really feel like I fucking just. And now it's gonna be like another 30 years before I feel like even remotely compelled to do even half as good.
Yeah, if I go to another costume party, it'll probably be like just kind of like how you did that one year where you just grabbed like random shit. I'll probably just do that because I'm not that interested in being like super elaborate anymore. But
Yeah.
I think 10 years ago in 2010, I did that same thing where just, let's go to the fucking Halloween store, and I grabbed like a sword and a pumpkin mask and a fucking witch's hat and some sorcerer cape and just whatever I could find, and then I just looked like a fucking
Oh my God.
idiot. I just looked like an idiot, and I just went to go get candy and keep it. I think I was like 22. And I'm like, yo, can I get candy? And I'm like, yeah, it's for my brother. Shut the fuck up. Give me candy. That was weird. I feel like I can't, like, I think since then I haven't gone out because, we did have a reason. I forgot. It was my friend's niece. That was the scapegoat for us to all get candy. And,
That's always the best when you have
absolutely.
like just a reason to get candy. That's like the only purpose children serve, really, is for adults to get candy on Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. They're completely useless otherwise. But I remember there was one
why
time.
else would you have a fucking child?
There was one time that like my last time go trick or treating, I was like 18, and I had a fucking Asian rice farmer's fucking hat on.
Oh my god!
And I had a cape. And that was my costume. And some guy was like, "What the fuck are you?" I was like, "Yo, I don't know, man. Can I just have some candy?" I was definitely high as fuck too. I was like, "Yo, honestly, I don't know, man. Can I just have some candy?" And he just gave me
you got Reese's. You got Reese's in there.
you got Reese's Pieces in there.
bro, I just remembered.
You got Reese's. You got Reese's Pieces. Look at
I just remembered that when I moved to Arizona, I think like in 2011 or something, I was on one of those dating apps trying to like find fucking new people and shit, and this one chick was like, "Yo, I'm going to this Halloween costume party or whatever," and I just fucking like I looked for shit around the house, and there was like a sombrero and a fucking there was actually a sombrero and a poncho, and I was like, that's weird that this is even in this house, but I literally just went like that, and they're like, what, you're just Mexican? I don't understand. Like, they were like, is that even a costume at this point? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of a good point. It's not like, it's just, I'm wearing some shit that people just fucking actually wear.
Yeah, you're just wearing an outfit, basically. It's not even like...
And I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, fucking...
You're not gonna get any Reese's Pieces if you dress
You
like
can't get any Reese's Pieces with your suit on.
I found Reese's Pieces in my Pieces.
Oh my god,
dude, that was such a bad fucking costume. Like I remember thinking back on it. I was like, why the fuck did I do that? And then literally me and my friends went and sat in the fucking playground at development and ate candy high until like 12 in the morning. And we were like, oh shit, we gotta go to class in the morning. Like, yeah, dude, later. And we all got up real slowly.
What was the candy that like you always like were like fucking like, oh yeah, jackpot, dude?
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Well, not even Reese's Pieces. Me, it's just Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah, I was more of a fan of the peanut butter cups than I was of the Reese's Pieces.
I like the Pieces.
The Pieces were alright, but I just felt like they were just like Jack and fucking M&M style, even though they were far superior. But I still felt like, man, y'all can't fucking come up with your own concept. Y'all can't do. You just got to Jack M&Ms. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I have Reese's in my freezer right now.
So
like,
dude,
here.
if you don't, people that don't fucking put their Reese's in, they don't chill them, should be slaughtered. Because they don't understand.
Calm down.
They don't understand.
You should definitely freeze
I
it,
agree. I agree. I second this entirely.
You need to freeze your chocolate, though.
Dude.
If you don't freeze your chocolate, there's something fucking wrong with you.
No. But it's different though. It's different with
all
like
chocolate.
I feel like I understand, right? I understand what you're saying. You do have to chill chocolate, but specifically Reese's are so fucking delicious. Like I could eat like a Hershey's like cookies and cream bar like at room temperature. It's not going to bother me, you know, because it's a pretty huge bar. It's got like a lot of wrapper. It's like whatever. But like a Reese's peanut butter cup, you can't even take that thing out without it like fucking smudging all over you, without it like melting. It's such an uncomfortable experience to eat a Reese's like at like normal temperature that I almost don't even understand how anybody likes it like that.
They're sick.
It's so superior when it's frozen.
You should
like
definitely
really
freeze
cold.
your Reese's peanut butter cups.
There's sick people that eat it. Fucking
And the
room
white
temperature.
chocolate, the freaking cookies and cream. I think that's the best candy ever made, though. Like I love Reese's Pieces,
Cookies and cream,
but that might be the best. That might be the best chocolate ever made. It's just
Reese's peanut butter
flawless.
cups is just number one above anything.
they're so good. But also, I would say I don't know if this is just me. I guess I actually had this debate with Marin Eyeblind a long time ago on probably like the first iteration of the Snark tank, actually, now I think about it. But we were talking about like the difference between, you know, chocolates and candy, and I firmly think that they're different things.
They're not.
Like
They're different
well, that's
things.
fair enough.
They're different things, but chocolate is candy, though.
I
True. But
understand what you're saying, but like when I think of candy, like my first thought isn't like Reese's or like
totally
Hershey.
agree.
It's
Totally
like
agree.
nerds and like
Oh, and like gummy bears and like Sour Patch Kids and stuff like that. Like that's all.
yeah,
candy.
stuff like that. Stuff that's like confectionery, like stuff that's actually like just that has no reason to exist outside of you know what it
colorful
is.
sweet shit.
And I feel like I feel like chocolate and like peanut butter cups. It's like if you can have it for breakfast reasonably, it's not candy.
Yeah, it's like
You know what I
it's
mean?
a thing where it really becomes
Who
just
eats chocolate for breakfast?
well, people put chocolate
What do
in
you mean?
stuff.
You have chocolate milk. There's chocolate chip waffles. There's chocolate chip pancakes.
Yeah,
there's
there's
freaking
chocolate in it.
guess.
Let's put
Okay,
there's
I
peanut
understand
butter
what
and
you mean.
jelly sandwiches. There's like all
it's
this
just,
shit.
it's
that's like
it's a language
not-
thing,
for
though.
me-
Really, it's a language thing because even though it is all classified as candy, it's just like if you said, "Hey, could you pick me up some candy?" versus could you pick me up some chocolate? You know what I'm saying? Like people, they kind of differentiate where it's like, "Hey, give me some candy," and it's usually you're thinking of like, "Yeah, give me some gummy worms, give me some fucking something like that,
Absolutely,
give
I
me some
agree.
Sour Patch Kids," but because no one's really going to get you chocolate if you just say, "Give me some candy." You have to usually just specify.
Yeah,
so
but you
totally
do
get
agree
it.
that chocolate
It is. It's
candy,
100% candy. It absolutely is. But it's just nobody.
It's just that it has its own title.
the thing-
It's
well,
in
here-
its own big enough field that it's gained its own subsect of candy being
think-
chocolate.
It's a candy bar.
I think it's colloquially candy.
Yeah, because
I'll say that. I think that you could reasonably argue that like linguistically it's candy, but I would
exactly.
I would fundamentally argue that they're vastly different things, and that you wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, no, it makes sense. It does make sense because chocolate also transcends candy. That's why it goes like when you said having it with breakfast. Like my favorite cereal. You get the Blue Diamond vanilla almond milk, and then you get fucking Chocolatey Delight Special K, where it's just Special K with these little dark chocolate shavings in them. It's the best cereal you could ever have. It's not too sweet. It's just.
I disagree, but you're welcome to your opinion.
It's
Chocolate is
amazing.
just too versatile.
Shut up, Sweeney. I don't even want to hear it.
I disagree. I think the best cereal of all time is Frosted Flakes.
No,
but
Frosted Flakes.
It is.
Literally, it's
It
just
is.
fucking. It's just flakes
amazing.
with a shitload of sugar. That's all it is.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic cereal.
Yeah, it's fantastic because it's
it
hitting,
gets the job done.
dude, it's hitting your
I'll be
taste
real.
buds.
I kind of like.
What's up?
No, I kind of like just fucking.
You like regular cornflakes?
I do too.
I
Are you
do.
fucking 60?
I do too.
What are you 60 years old?
It's weird. It's weird. I like cornflakes like I like white rice. Like I like the bland. Something about bland because so often I grew up blessed in a Caribbean family where I always had things with fantastic flavor. That sometimes I seek out the bland.
I understand that you can eat it like that. Like I'll eat
because it refreshes.
I'll eat cornflakes without sugar in it. I will eat them. I'm like, oh, they're not bad. But obviously, like you said,
I think the thing is, it's like I like the blandness of cornflakes, but like if I'm gonna get Frosted Flakes, I might as well just get like Captain Crunch or something, or like a proper like sugary fucking thing. I'm not just gonna put sugar on my cornflakes.
That's
I'm infatuated with Frosted Flakes.
That's what it is. It's literally just it's powdered sugar to a diabetic level. That's why it's so good.
It's so fucking good. I love them. I love Frosted
It's
Flakes.
good. I don't get me wrong.
They're more than good. They're fucking great.
But no, let me tell you. See, fuck the I don't need all that sugar. Where I do is have reduced sugar vanilla almond milk, which that's sugary enough. And then you put in Special K cornflakes in it, and then a little bit of chocolate. It's fucking amazing. I'm telling you guys to try that shit. Or just get vanilla almond milk with your Reese's peanut butter cups. Holy fuck. Like I'm telling you, there's something about vanilla almond milk that really it's so much better than regular milk.
I know what you
Holy
mean.
shit.
I've had it before. It's pretty good. I know. I don't know. Chocolate cereal is like I used to really love not cornflakes.
Cocoa Puffs, right?
Cocoa Puffs.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like a lot, and I still do. I think if I had like a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, I wouldn't complain. But I feel like nowadays I'm either like full on the bland. I'm either like, all right, I'm gonna get a bowl of like cornflakes or like default Cheerios, not even Honey Nut,
or
not even Honey Nut.
I can't do the regular.
Or I'm going straight to like, give me Captain Crunch and give me Trix. Like those are the two. Where like
Captain Crunch with the fucking berries in it, though, right? Because they sell them without the berries, and that shit like is astonishing to me. You know, I don't even know why that exists. No. I'm gonna.
Don't tell me. Like no, I always get the berries, but I will say, I get the berries just. The berries with the Captain Crunch. I think I always get the ones with the berries in them, but I do have to say I like the yellow, the golden things more than I like the berries.
It fucks up your mouth though, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I've never had that problem. Genuinely, I don't understand people who have that problem.
People need to chew carefully. You need to chew carefully.
I chew using my whole mouth. That's why.
You just smash your fucking gums together like a fucking like a goddamn
primate,
fish.
like a primitive. Yes, like I do. Dude, you know what cereal is my favorite, dude? And I feel like a psychopath because when I eat it, it's like just enough sweetness to make me take the next bite, and then I search for more sweetness in it. But it's Kix. I love Kix so much.
Kix is like fucking like Cheerios to me. It's just like the basic.
Cheerios have no sweetener, but Kix have a little bit, like a little bit.
I haven't had
fucking moving.
Okay, I haven't had Kix in so long.
Like enough, and then you're like, ooh, maybe the next one will have more sugar. And it's a little bit of sugar, and you're like, ooh, this is good. It's sugar in this.
I don't think I've ever had Kix.
When you get back, I have a bunch of Kix. It's you have to try it. Dude. It's gonna literally make you go insane.
I'm too set in my ways.
You're gonna be like, you're gonna literally try and you're gonna be like, yo, I think if I just get the right amount of Kix in a bowl, it'll be sweet enough.
But it never is.
Do that. It hasn't been yet.
Oh my god.
I've been eating this cereal for at least 20 years. It hasn't been enough sugar yet, but
I remember when they just neutered Trix when they made them just like generic puff balls.
Yeah, and they're not
saddest
shapes anymore.
No, they're shapes now.
Oh, they did it. Oh, because they probably lost all their money.
Yeah, because nobody like it's literally like if you're just making a puff, that means there's less cereal per cereal kernel or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what a single. What is a single cereal?
A cereal.
I guess it's still.
That sounds wrong.
I mean, it's like a deer. It's like deer and deer, right? It's the same shit.
I guess so. Anyway, but like, you know, when they have to make a shape, that it means they have to compress and compact, which means there's just more cereal per like piece.
Yeah. So it was
than there are in the fucking puffs, and you could taste it immediately. I remember when I got the Trix Puffs back, and I was like, this tastes like fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But they taste like Trix again, and like, my God, it's so. I might go get Trix.
You know what I
actually.
always hated though? It was fucking Fruity Pebbles because they would get soggy in 3 seconds.
I love the
Oh, yeah,
sogginess.
Fuck that.
I love raking a
Fruity
spoon
Pebbles.
across.
Dude, they would fucking get soggy immediately. It was like eating fucking oatmeal. Like after, like,
You don't like oatmeal?
I like oatmeal, but I eat oatmeal when I want oatmeal. You know? It's like it's
I like Fruity Pebbles.
it's mushy.
I know
it's
what you mean.
Though. It's for old people. Like that can't chew.
Damn, shut up.
It literally
Shut up.
gets soggy. They don't. It pisses me off. It would get soggy immediately. I'm like, who the fuck
I'll
likes
be
this
real.
shit?
I really don't mind the
Oh
sogginess.
my God.
I like it too. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Kinda-
It's like, what's the
No.
what's the point of even keep like? It's just service.
Derek, I'm not arguing
Yeah.
with you. I agree with you. This isn't like a cereal that I go out of my way to eat, specifically because I just think they're too small. Like it's too many little things.
It is kind of weird like that. Very flaky.
me,
Yeah,
I
it
like-
feels like I'm eating. It feels like this halfway between like rice and cereal, and it's just like
To me,
I don't,
it reminds me of fish food. You know, like you put fish in like
That's super accurate, and I hate that.
For me, whenever I eat Fruity Pebbles, I don't dig in and pick up spoonfuls. I like start at the edge of the bowl and I pull them all to one side, so it's a big mass of like wet, moist Fruity Pebbles, and I shove it in my mouth.
you're just fucking playing with your food.
So disgusting. I've been doing that since I was like 4, dude. My grandma's like, why do you eat that like that? And then when it's not much in a bowl, I don't really want it anymore, and I just drink it. So there's definitely still like a good amount of cereal in it. And I just start drinking the milk. And she's like, why do you eat it like that? I'm like, it's better like this.
I also
That is a psycho.
that is kind of weird. I do feel the same way about them. I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a great cereal, but it's one that me personally, I feel like I have to eat quickly because of the same reason, where it gets soggy and then it just feels like, I don't know, it has a weird consistency when it's soggy. It almost feels like a fucking, like how I'd imagine if you were eating a worm. It just feels like slimy, but it has these kind of rough ridges on them. Like it's a weird.
I think I know what you mean. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's just weird.
I hate
like-
that. I hate that. I understand.
So it's like I have to eat them. Like I love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but if you don't eat them quickly, then it's just like, oh man, am I eating bugs? Did this just turn into bugs?
Ooh.
Cinnamon Toast
know-
Crunch is definitely that. Like, I think once every 3 or 4 months for me, I'll have like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
For me, another cereal that I think is unbelievable, but it does get soggy fast, but I still love it, is fucking Honey Bunches of Oats. That cereal is divinity.
I don't think I've
It's
ever had
so
that.
I actually
fucking
I
good.
never bothered to. I never bothered
I
to
haven't
try
had that
it.
either.
It's so good.
I'm sure it is.
It's so good. With almonds, ooh.
Alright,
Is that
I'm
your-
getting fucking actually straight up
I'm actually.
hungry.
I haven't
I
bought
haven't eaten
cereal.
yet either, and I'm going crazy.
I bought cereal.
I had a bottle of water when I woke up.
I just had. Well, true. I've only had my drink. I literally only had a drink too. So I feel you. So I am going to go shopping and buy cereal. I haven't bought cereal in fucking probably before the pandemic was the last time I had cereal. So
Yeah, it's been a minute for me. I think, but I think it's about that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Anyway, if you Jesus Christ, if you liked what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. Remember, $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord, which a new invitation will be going out to everybody today in case you haven't snagged it. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. We'll just do it now because I don't have a lot of time to do it later.
Yeah, let's go. Baby.
So are we good?
Yeah, let's go,
Yeah.
baby.
We're ready to record this.
Ready to go,
3,
baby.
2, 1.
I want to be waterboarded by your juicy pussy.
Damn,
Nice.
That's pretty.
That's the first
That's
one.
hot as fuck.
Oh, by your pussy juice. Sorry. I read it wrong.
it.
Matthew Barrett Clark, a photo-negative Tom Sawyer, cataclysmic cunt, a hard hat skydiver, Jessica Paris, absolute wagon, sheetbox man, banana 101 ASDF, Nick Baca, Sargon's hyper-realistic Tom Sweeney fuckdoll, Tyler Durden is my real name. Billy the Big Ball Brawler, Shronic the Swamp Hog, Alaskan Oilfield Trash. Chris would be a twink if he cared about hygiene. I wish my dad kissed me like Tom Brady. Did 9/11. Lieutenant Lipton's famous teabag facials. Not an FBI agent. Juan Punchman. Marcus Shorten. Mr. Fuck.
Love it.
Abusi. Papa Nurgle. Tom Sweeney's Zesty Clam Sauce. He changed it from Ruth Bader Ginsburg because she died.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
That's
God.
right.
Oh my god.
The gruesome twosome that molests Gavin Newsom.
That's
Who is Gavin Newsom, by the way? I have no idea who that
I'm
is.
look him up right now.
Yeah, look him up. And interrupt me when you find out.
perfect.
Zesty Keith David, Chris's 69 gigabytes of Coco Bandicoot Hentai, Game Controller 25, Danny DeVito's Dank Delectable Draconian Dick Revolution, Dick Down Daddy Derek, Murder Ascended, David Connolly,
Yeah.
the dyslexic that feels Chris's pain.
Okay, Gavin
Dunderhead.
Newsom is the freaking governor of California.
I was going to say that, but I also wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't want to sound retarded, so whatever.
Oh, man. I don't mind sounding retarded at all. Ben Douglas, Sweeney's money laundering account. Lobotomized Jesus is drooling over my... Wait, what? Hold on. This fucked me up. Lobotomized Jesus is drooling... What the fuck? Why can't I... Lobotomized Jesus is my drooling divine savior. Heiko, I'll kiss your dad. Moto Zealot. Mike Tyson's left hook, Sweeney the Kawaii Waifu, Hiroshima Spicy Mushrooms, Colonel Keith David the colon collapsing kingpin. Nice. Level 1 Cleric, Derek's unyielding sex drive, Dummy
Sick.
Thick Dave, Big Dude 0444, Heartless Wretch, aka the Black Man from Staten Island.
Nice.
God help you, my friend, if you're from Staten Island. Dobby's freedom cemented in semen, yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. The ghost that lived in the apartment above Chris and Sweeney, jolly old dipshit, Emperor Palpatine, Hugger Derek, lover of 90s punk, Mr. Krabs, why is your daughter naked and chained to the basement? Carson Jones, Keitherian David, Fuhey, the Progerian Hunter, Deflated Left Ass Cheek, Sonny Chance, the Blampy that Dangles, Toby Shootman, Artie the One Man Party, Please Lovey, Melphis 1, El Culebron, Richter 86, and King of
Hazard.
Woo! That is everybody. It's so much simpler now that you taught me how to fucking get rid of those.
To collapse the columns? Or to get rid of them?
Dude, it was good because when I was doing it before, like I was like clicking each and every one of them and it was so slow.
Yeah.
But
Fucking Patreon's so
holy
stupid.
shit.
But yeah, we got it. We got it down to a science now.
yeah, we're all set. It only took us fucking 30 something episodes.
Almost a
40-something
year.
episodes. It took us half a year, like almost, to figure it out. But thanks to everybody for supporting us. We really appreciate you. Remember, just to support us over there at patreon.com/snarktank. If you like what you hear today, there's some stuff coming in the pipeline. We're going to be working on getting video operational pretty soon, I think. We're at that point where we could probably like figure out a
Hell
Zoom
yeah,
thing.
you can finally see us beat off while we're recording.
I mean, you beat off while you're recording. I'll just be listening.
I mean, I'll also be beating off, but I mean, if Sweeney wants to be the weird one,
you fucking
I'll be the
weirdo.
weird
not
one.
beating
Fucking
off.
outcast, you fucking pariah. Fuck you.
You fucking
Fucking Andre
weirdo.
3000 fucking piece of shit.
I mean, I'd love to be Andre 3000.
Yeah, but you're not.